Hello, everyone. What's going on? My name is Timpedia, and welcome back to the TNT podcast. It's been a minute. Thought we were canceled again, but all the haters were wrong.
All the haters were wrong. Yeah, y'all thought that since Tim was back,
that the podcast
doing
was
his
just over.
thing. Yeah.
No,
I mean, it makes sense since the good
better-
content is back.
We have to release the videos with the big views, not this 160 views that Tim's latest videos are getting.
I don't know if I'd agree with all this, but we are back. And who's back with me? On my right.
It's Friedman, also known as Andrew, but mostly known as Friedman.
And on my left.
Just Tyler, only Tyler.
With a new microphone.
New microphone, because my old SteelSeries was taking a shit.
New mic, who dis?
For real.
We're going to get right into it because we have a lot of news that came up, which there wasn't a lot at the beginning, but now a lot of stuff's been happening recently. So let's just start barreling through this stuff.
Yeah, hopefully, except for one of these topics, it'll be pretty short. One of them may go for like 20, 30 minutes based on our track record.
Yeah, the EA one? I know.
Yeah.
So this was a controversy like 2 weeks ago, back when we were when we would have originally recorded the podcast, until I was traveling for work and then Friedman was busy, so we had to delay. But YouTube in hot water as always, proving to everyone why I never wanted it to be my career, just a hobby. YouTube rolled out. Apparently, it was started back in August, but they started really rolling out and getting attention for this restricted mode, where they are using AI to determine if people's accounts are tied to someone who is under 18 and automatically applying a filter so that they can't watch things that are rated for adults. They're just blocked. Which is rough. A lot of YouTubers started doing videos. Josh Strife Plays, Red Letter Media, those are guys I watch who did it. I don't think Donkey did one, but he doesn't really care about stuff all the time. But there was definitely a bunch of YouTubers.
Did something else.
Didn't the Trash Taste guys do something, or Mother's Basement also mentioned it or something? Like everybody was mentioning it, who relies on YouTube for their big money. And as far as I know, nothing has really changed. I don't think there's been some announcement from YouTube or anything like that rolling this back or anything. It's just YouTube now. So if you have a YouTube account, I mean, if you're listening to this podcast, you're able to watch restricted content, so you don't really care. I actually did a test where I went on my personal account and went to my channel and turned on the restricted mode. The last thing I uploaded, according to that, was a video, my last ADVL from 2 years ago, where I showed my face, and it was just like me talking to the camera thing. That's the last video that was marked as age appropriate for kids on my channel.
Man, the podcast featuring a dude with the title Big Titty Anime Expert wasn't labeled as safe for kids.
Right.
Even though I always mark it,
Wow.
even though it always gets marked safe for monetization, I guess it's only monetized to adults, apparently.
Interesting.
But yeah, so there's been a lot of channels were doing videos about how we don't get views anymore, or our views are way down. You need to go turn off restricted mode. I think this is just kind of how the way it's going to be. Like,
so there's actually another level to the story that I thought you were going to bring up, but I realized it was just about restricted mode. So I still follow Linus Tech Tips, and I listen to highlights from their podcast. And one they were talking about where it was a big video just saying, like, we're not sure why viewership has fallen off. And they did like a month-long study about why their viewership is falling, and they picked like the videos that perform well, and they're like, statistically speaking, we're down 50%. We don't have good metrics on why. So they went to YouTube, or at least they tried to. They didn't give them a straightforward answer, and then the internet blew up because everyone's like, hey, my numbers are also down, and we don't know why. So YouTube says nothing changed, and then they're like, oh, we may or may not have started counting hoverovers on video thumbnails as views a while ago and then rolled it back. And it's like, but it's fine. You guys are getting the same ad revenue. Ignoring the fact that so many YouTube channels, the ones who have embedded ads, they get paid per view. And if YouTube changes the definition of what a view is, it screws up everyone's monetization model outside of like they still use AdSense, but like YouTube's ad model. And YouTube is just so nonchalant about changing their system, denying they change it, and only when big people call them, like, well, yeah, like we did change, but we're not like entitled to tell this entire media ecosystem about our big algorithm changes. And it's like,
we did it a little bit. Don't worry about it.
It's so annoying they do this. Like,
it's fucked up. But hey, man, no one's gonna do anything about it. So
what I thought the biggest thing was that Linus Tech Tips said that because there was a change previously where if you had membership, like channel membership videos, they would be on their own tab. YouTube changed it because like people are hiding, oh, we want this front and center. So now if you go to any YouTube channel's main page, if they have like membership videos, they'll just sit there cluttering up the feed with videos that you can't view. So Linus Tech Tips is like, hey, like because of this, like we think it's causing a big bounce off when people come to our channel. We're just straight up going to stop using the membership feature and just refund everyone. And YouTube heard, one of our biggest membership accounts just straight up said this shit is toxic, get off of it, and they said it to everyone. So that was what caused YouTube to back on and be like, hold up, don't take any extreme actions. We're looking into what's causing the problem.
Wait,
Until someone threatened YouTube's direct revenue, they didn't do shit, which is pretty on brand.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's all I wanted to add on to that.
No, that's great context. I know I say this a lot, and I'm not saying it as a like Tim is so big brain. Legitimately, even back when I was like earning a couple $100 a month from YouTube and like my sub numbers were going up a lot more at all, really. I chose not to. I was like, I do not want this to be my life. YouTube is already even now 10 years ago, YouTube was so inconsistent with how they did everything. And I look now at like the channels that are like, yeah, gotta do shitty thumbnails because that's the algorithm. Like everything is the algorithm mystery, just determines your livelihood. And I'm like, it's great. There are so many people I watch on YouTube. YouTube is the most content I consume video-wise every single day. There are some people who are super famous on there, people who will make an impact on millions of lives, who are incredible, who earn their living on YouTube, and they deserve money for it. I would not want to live that life of being like, yeah, if YouTube flips a switch and you just happen to be on the wrong side of it, GG, I guess. Like, there's just no recompense. Like you said, Freeman, Linus Tech Tips tried to talk to someone, didn't get anywhere, and then did a big announcement, and they went, oh, now we hear you. That's like the biggest channel.
Like the idea, the only way to get through to their customer support email is to tweet at them was a massive joke in like the VTuber community for a while, and it was real.
Why is it a joke?
Their tech support doesn't exist, but their public relations team actually responds to shit, and it's like this is not how like a tech network should work.
Welcome to most big tech companies these days, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck.
Nope. And why would they? They make all the
especially
money.
Since like they have no like I guess reason. I guess they should have reason to like change, but they're not going to.
No, why would they?
The problem is, and we're not a political podcast, but the problem is fiduciary duty. You have a duty to one and only one type of person. It's a shareholder, not stakeholders. Political. Shareholders. So you're not. They have zero obligation to appease content creators, unless everyone stops making content at the same time to make their platform profitable. Like we're talking unions here for the general public, which is never going to happen. Anyway, derail us on that.
No, it's just it's not derailed. It's all relevant. It's frustrating, and like I said, Freeman, you gave context that they're like, let's turn things back, but I don't think they will. It's the classic.
They're not.
It's the classic. Or if they do, they'll jack up the price of YouTube Premium by like $4.
I was saying, if they do, like, quote, roll it back or do something, then they're gonna just do something to kind of fuck anybody anyway again.
Yep.
Like they're gonna find some way to get out of something.
It's the classic tech startup of the frog in the pot of hot water. How slow can we raise the heat so they don't jump out, so they're too used to it? Isn't that where
on the top? Yeah. On the topic of that, just the whole corporate greed and not realizing you're getting shaking down for money. I'm sure you guys, I've talked about this before, that Hulu's like a US only thing. Outside of the US, all Hulu content is on Disney Plus. And now that Hulu as a company is breaking up, Disney said we're going to roll all of our content into Disney Plus. And everyone, my thought was, okay, cool. It means I only have to pay for Disney Plus now because they're getting rid of this separate app with subscription. Absolutely not.
What?
Disney Plus and Hulu will both exist as like platforms under a singular app that the Disney Plus app is going to become, and you can pay a subscription for Disney Plus content or pay a subscription for Hulu content on the Disney Plus app. But all the content of Hulu that is part of Disney Plus in every other part of the world is not, because they do not want to lose a revenue stream. And it's like, are you fucking serious?
That's pathetic.
This is like the Paramount Plus app had Paramount and then was like, oh, we also have the Warner Brothers that you pay for separately. Completely different section of our app, but it's all under one singular app.
Actual insanity.
But they announced this the same day that they rolled back the canceling Jimmy Kimmel decision. So it's just like, their PR team must have had a nightmare of a day.
Boom, motherfucker, who? Dude, fuck.
Tyler, think of the shareholders.
Think of the shareholders. It's a business. Come on. You understand. How many times has that come up to me, like on my team, honestly? In this context, actually. It's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But hey, something. I'm not here to talk about that. Something, or whatever.
Something. Let's talk about a quick topic.
Yeah, the shortest topic on the news.
So this past weekend was Magic Con Atlanta, which was or Pro Tour Atlanta, whatever they're calling it these days. Whenever people pretend to care about competitive Magic, which is really just an excuse to get news about new Magic sets and stuff. Wizards announced everything. Infinity things.
Except for one set, which is still unknown.
Which is because everyone knows what it is, because it's going to be announced in like 2 weeks at a Nickelodeon event or something, or a panel with Nickelodeon people. There are going to be 7 sets in Standard, Freeman, next year. Isn't that amazing? 7. We just keep going up and up and up.
I count. I didn't realize these are all Standard legal. That makes us, was it one more than this year?
Yep.
And this is already the largest year for Standard, and everyone fucking hates it.
Yep. So next year we have Lorwyn, unknown set, which people believe is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But it's something Nickelodeon property for sure. Then we have Return to Strixhaven. Then we have Marvel Superheroes is the name. Then we have Reality Break or whatever the set's called. It's
Time Spiral 3.
It's the end of the storyline that no one cares about at all. With Loot and all Jace and all this jazz.
Are they ending the what is it called, Omen Paths arc with this?
Yes, it's the next War of the Spark, quote unquote, like level event.
Get the fuck out! We're already at the end of a main story event, and I just haven't been paying attention for any of it.
You're absolutely correct.
Shit.
Then we have what was it? Why do I feel like I'm forgetting one? Oh,
Star Trek.
No, Hobbit. The Hobbit. Which I think is actually before the reality one. And then the last one of next year, Star Trek. On top of all of those things, they announced 20 upcoming secret layers. Or almost 20. Tyler, you might be interested in this. They announced that there are, I believe, 6 PlayStation secret layers launching in 2 weeks.
Fuck.
Let me see if I can remember them all off the top of my head. It's
the Ghost of Tsushima character is a really cool commander.
Yes, he is. I wish he was Orzhov, so I could put in my humans deck. There's a Ghost of Tsushima layer, God of War Greek era, God of War Father and Son era, Last of Us 1, Last of Us 2. Oh God. Uncharted. And I think that's all of them. Oh, and Aloy. Horizon,
yeah.
All of those properties are getting a approximately 5-card secret layer. With mechanically unique cards, by the way. Like, some of them are reskins, some of them, like, Kratos is getting 2 cards. There's old Kratos, God of War, and then there's new Kratos who partners with his son. It's ridiculous. There's also 3 Furby ones. 2 Iron Maiden ones. I'm just rattling these off to show how ridiculous this is. There's one artist one, which has demonic tutor, so that's going to sell out instantaneously. There's a weird...
They announced all cards in the Secret Layers? They just announced the themes of all of them?
Nope, all of them got announced. The only ones that hadn't been was the Sony ones that Sony announced later. There's... Oh, God, I'm trying to remember them all. There's a weird art one where it's not like an artist, but it's like one of those weird themes that no one ever buys. Like that cryptic command. Oh, and there's also a cryptic command that's weird artwork.
I didn't actually look at the artwork, but the Iron Maiden ones are really cool.
Yeah, the Iron Maiden ones, honestly, like...
Hold on, Iron Maiden, am I lost on something? You mean Iron Maiden the band?
Oh, hell yeah, dude. There's two secret layers. Oh,
yes.
And then the last one, the big one, that I genuinely thought...
covers for it.
This is the one that I thought was fake. The Dwight Schrute secret layer with 7 reskinned cards that are all Dwight artwork and Dwight names.
And I thought this was stupid. And then I saw the Furby secret layers, and it hit me that, like, we were joking on our group chat about what better cards are there than Tormenting Voice, but I think the Tormenting Voice with the Furby art is the superior.
So you know
card.
what's funny? The Furby ones actually kind of look cool. Like the art.
Oh,
like,
I want this Furby for X Arena. It's hilarious.
Like the Furby one actually makes them look like they look like they could be on Bloomborough. Like they look like a creature from Magic. And the Iron Maiden ones go pretty hard. I know Ben is really interested in the Iron Maiden ones, and I know there's a couple people who are like the Iron Maiden ones look sick.
What the fuck? But like, I'm still not over that.
I'll put it this way. I'm perfectly fine with Secret Layers being crazy artwork for cards people want. I'm not cool with mechanically unique cards exclusively in Secret Layers that can only be purchased, A, for a limited time, and B, you're not guaranteed to be able to purchase it.
Also, forgot,
Insane cash grab that I hate.
There's a Jaws secret layer.
Dude, I don't understand how you guys aren't checked out by this.
So I was going to say...
I am. So... These are cool, but I ain't buying.
I'm not going to lie. So, like I said, I saw the Dwight secret layer, and I thought it was fake. I know that everyone memes about how Tim knows every Magic card, or Tim's on top of everything, blah, 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 blah. I'm like actually kind of... I didn't even read most of the secret layer cards. I couldn't even tell you what like all the PlayStation cards do. I don't know what cards are in the Furby secret layer. I saw the Dwight one and I was like, we've actually gone too far. I know it's been said before. I know it's been a meme, but like,
you think now you've just gone too far?
Here's legitimately where I would have drawn the line. Anything fictional is fine. Iron Maiden isn't a picture of the guys from Iron Maiden. It's the Iron Maiden art style that's on every cover.
Art style.
That's fine.
Imagine, yeah.
I actually don't have a problem with that. Furbies, they're a goofy toy. They actually look like, if you draw them like a real creature, like an art rendering instead of the creepy dolls, they look like a menacing, goofy little creature. Putting Rainn Wilson on 7
looking thing was hilarious though.
Yeah, putting Rainn Wilson on 7 Magic cards, it's just a real human being. It's not a character. It's not, you know, even the Walking Dead ones. Like, yeah, that was the guy, or like all the Doctor Who guys. You can see who it is, but it's a character. Dwight could be a real person. Dwight is a guy who works a 9-to-5 job. And I know that that's a silly distinction. I'm sure everyone has their own line, but I'm like, Leslie said she wants to buy it. I'm like, I will never buy this. This is not funny to me. Like, this is the bridge too far for me. I found the point where I'm like, I can't go further.
I'm surprised it took you this long.
There's an actual gameplay problem that I'm starting to notice with not even Seals, it's just Universes Beyond. It's 2 words. And while, Tim, you may be fine with it, the word is legendary human. The idea that
no,
we're
don't
doing
get me
so
wrong.
many products where we've lost the concept of a creature type because there's so many properties where it's just legendary humans that it's like we're starting to lose a bit of the game here.
I would.
Like I know everyone's big concern was that like thematically we're lost, but gameplay will be fine. We're starting to lose the gameplay.
No, I don't think that's crazy. I think that what they do to keep that in check is just make them all so mechanically disconnected from each other. But honestly, like my thing is like you read these cards and they're all just a pile of value. Do a thing, get a counter, draw a card. Do a thing, get a counter, draw a card. Do a thing, get a counter, draw a card. Do extra thing, do extra thing, do extra thing. Like we're so beyond the era of a card could just do one thing and be good. Like we're so far gone.
I mean, Tyler, I'll put it this way: there's a card that's been printed for forever called Tormenting Voice. It's a simple effect. When you play this card, you discard a card and then you draw two. They've printed this card with so many random, unique upside effects that I went to our group chat today and said, "Hey, of these 4 cards that are just this one thing with a little minor improvement stapled onto it, which minor improvement is the best one?" And we struggled to come to a consensus because I think this is just like symptomatic of the problem that Magic needs to be constantly evolving, but it can't just power creep itself. So it's just valid, like.
Well, no, it is power. No, it is power creeping itself. It's just, but the other problem is like. There is a ceiling. Not a ceiling. There's like they're always pushing it forward, but they are literally releasing products so fast that you can't the line to move forward is so wide, but they keep growing it wider and moving forward.
Yeah.
But there's like the game is so mechanically deep. It is impressive to me. No joke. It is impressive to me that they constantly come out with new mechanics.
Especially because we used to come from a system where they'd only have 4 sets a year. One was a junk set because it was a core set, and they would share mechanics between the 3 sets.
Yes.
And now they just are allergic to sharing mechanics.
Freeman, I think we should stop making new mechanics for one entire year and just force them to use already existing mechanics.
Oh yeah, just be like expand on what you have here before you
stop pushing the boundary to just find
space.
New ways to get stupidly good value and just work with the literally hundreds of tools you have and stop growing the toolbox.
Yeah, I mean we've talked about it before. Like it was like when Surveil first got released, like okay, there's 20 cards. Where are the rest? They don't exist. Like I currently have this issue with charge counters where they're so rarely used that I don't know if I'm ever going to get new cards for this team.
But like one of the podcasts, let's do it. I know we're already at like 10 minutes, so we should stop soon.
We'll stop after this bullet point.
But legitimately, I listened to MTG Goldfish. I've talked about it before. They talk about Standard a lot. Standard does not have a deck that is based on a mechanic. Standard has decks based on what are the most busted cards, because there are so many cards and so little mechanical cohesion. The closest we have is a deck of the Overlords from Duskmourn because they're just all busted because what do? They cheat on mana for an incredible effect. They have a cheapening cost, and then you can play them again later. All anyone wants to do is play what's a cheap card that's good later. Every card has to be good at every moment of the game, or it's literal garbage. Because there is so much that is always good. Because every card has to draw you a card or get you mana, and that's it. You can't afford to run anything else, or you just get run over. Like, it is saying something that you could take. Remember when Is It Cutter came out, Freeman? And it went all the way back to Legacy again?
Yep.
When Oko and Uro came out, and they went all the way back to Legacy. Like, all we keep doing is printing new cards, and they go all the way back. Actually, real quick, for the Pro Tour that happened this weekend, Freeman, you've been out of Modern for a long time, obviously. This was a Modern Pro Tour. Do you know what deck? Do you know what deck? So Modern is very diverse.
I'm willing to bet it was a mono red deck.
No, you're wrong. It's mono red sucks. You know why? Because Modern is dominated by 3 things. Boros Energy is the best fair deck in the format because it was printed in Modern Horizons 3, and it has all the most valuable cards, even after Amped Raptor got banned. There is Control, which had 1 deck in the top 8 and actually made it to the finals, which is very impressive. And everything else is some kind of combo, because the winning deck of the Pro Tour was Belcher.
Peanut Belcher?
Freeman, you cut out when you were freaking out.
I just said Goblin Charbelcher. I couldn't believe this reading this list here.
There are 2 Goblin Charbelcher lists that were in the top 8. So Tyler, for reference, Goblin Charbelcher is an artifact that you pay 4 mana for, and then you pay 3 mana to activate, and it says deal damage, reveal cards until you hit a land card from your deck. Deal that much damage to target opponent. If that land was a mountain, you deal double damage. The whole concept of this deck is that you run only cards that are the relatively new in the last 7 years. Double-faced cards where they are a land on the back but not the front, because those don't count. So you literally, the whole deck is built around get this artifact on the field, activate it, target your opponent, and they die instantly because you reveal your entire deck and shoot them for that much damage.
So fucking stupid.
The other top 8, Freeman, were, I think there was a Blink deck, which is value, I guess. There was, off the top of my head, I'm not going to remember them all. There was a...
How is Eldrazi still doing this?
There was Amulet Titan. There was an Is It Prowess, which I guess is also a fair deck. There was Esper Reanimator, Goryo's Vengeance, which reanimates a Trax on turn 2. A couple others I can't remember, but it was it's all the most unfair. It's turning into Legacy where you have to run blue for Force of Negation and stuff like that.
Oh my god, I hate this. I'm never playing Modern again.
Thoughtseize was not in the top 8, or at least was barely in the top 8.
I hate it. That was the strongest card in my Modern deck. So
anyway, so Magic is in a really weird place. I'm thrilled that we are having good times with our with the T&V LGS at my house. We are playing lots of fun games of Commander, but I'm other than Lorwyn, other than in-universe stuff, I'm not buying boxes of this stuff. Nothing next year. I'm not buying Star Trek. Yeah, they made Spacecraft from Edge of Eternities for Star Trek. Everyone guessed it, and they were right. Marvel Superheroes is just going to be the what Spider-Man should have been. It's going to be all the superheroes. I don't care about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Lorwyn is going to be gorgeous. We've seen the art. Yeah, that's the other thing. We saw art and some cards from Lorwyn. They look great. They seem pretty solid. Cards are gorgeous. Strixhaven, if they have Mystical Archives, it's going to be incredible. And Reality Breaker or whatever, who cares? We'll see. But
quick joke. It's really funny that you say you don't care about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, because we were trying to find something to watch with Henry on Sunday when you were picking up dinner, and he saw I guess it was Minecraft Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie or something advertised on your TV, and he's like, I want to watch the Ninja Turtles. And we're like, nah, we're not watching that.
Oh, God.
So he might be interested in this Magic set.
Speaking of not being interested in something.
Yeah, speaking of companies in strange places. So this next story came out of, originally as a press release from Costco saying that they were just no longer going to carry Xbox product.
Yep.
Which created a string of people asking different people in the video games media, what's going on with Xbox if wholesale retailers are just not going to carry this product anymore. And then I think it was the former, I don't remember who it was, but the headline was former executive of Microsoft says yeah, Microsoft is very clearly pulling out of the console market. It's all in on software sales, and that's it. It's all about licensing the Xbox names to other hardware manufacturers, the same way they're doing with the ROG Ally X that they just re-announced the pricing for, and unfortunately priced it way too high.
Oh my god, so too high.
Yeah, we're in the space where it's just Microsoft is yeah, we're not pretending anymore. We sell games, not game consoles.
Well, and they sell Game Pass.
Yeah, which is them selling games, but it's odd to think the console wars are ending, but at the same time, it barely matters at this point in time. What do you guys think? I know you guys were big Xbox fanboys. How does this feel?
Dude, almost every day right now, I've been sending Tyler a Halo meme.
Yeah. I don't know. I just weirdly enough don't care, even though I do think it's kind of beat though. To an extent, and I mean it's kind of beat because now there's less options because the whole point of a console is to have an affordable option or more affordable option for people who can't afford a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because you can build a computer pretty easily, but the problem is
have gone up so high in price in the last 6-7 years that it's
yeah,
like
and
gaming stopped being a thing.
I need to do
you
an
can
upgrade
get
soon.
good. You can get good deals, but you need to know somebody who knows what they're doing, or you need to know what you're doing. Like, I don't know if I told you, Freeman, but like for example, right? Like my power supply took a shit.
I pieced it together when I heard you were at Micro Center buying a power supply.
Oh yeah, so that was the whole deal, right? It's like people are you just gonna buy a new computer? Gonna buy a new computer? Like, nah, I'm just gonna fix it, right? So that's what I did. I got a new part and I just fixed it. Well, other people who don't know what they're doing, and like I don't begrudge them. Computers are fucking hard. They just go and either pay out the ass to get it fixed by somebody else, or they just buy something new and they buy it at like what probably is above market value for what that computer should probably be. So it feels like to me like the options for like people who don't have that much money are going down, and that's kind of sad to see. And it seems like it's being streamlined. It's just going to be at some point a Nintendo Switch, and that's it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of a bummer to me. Like it doesn't affect me at all. Like really, at least that I can know of. But I know there's a lot of people, like parents or whoever out there, that it is going to affect.
I know that for a bunch of people, we meme about how the PlayStation won, but there were a lot of people who like bought the cheap Xbox as a console that was like a good cheap option, like the Series S or whatever.
I didn't. I wasn't upset the Series S existed. I was just upset they named it the way they did. Having a budget console is always a good thing.
I'm more sad not because of the Xbox brand. I'm more sad about a lot of the franchises tied to it.
But they're still gonna keep going. Like Microsoft Studios is still a thing, though.
But
yeah,
like,
I mean,
half the reason to make games was to sell hardware.
Yeah, but now they're selling their service.
I guess for
Sony
Game
goes
Pass,
operating the opposite. That the idea was sell hardware so that you can sell software licenses.
Yeah, I mean that's still what's happening.
Its entire life cycle because of that.
It's just weird to me to think that we're kind of in this era where like there's these homeless games now. Like yeah, they might come out on Game Pass, but like that's never been what the Xbox brand is before. So it's like this weird transition of like what are you gonna go play Halo on?
Xbox Game Pass.
But that's a...
So when someone says go play Call of Duty, do you call it a homeless game or is it?
Well, no, because it was always brand agnostic. I'm saying these things that are tied to the brand. Like Sony's not going to be like, ooh, we can't wait to put Halo on our console. They might be like, we don't care. We have our own super brands. Like seeing the and also like there's no driving force. Like seeing the PlayStation sets for Magic that we were talking about. I'm like, oh wow, Sony cares about their product and one is like, yeah, we'll do a collab with Magic to like sell some of our IPs. Would Microsoft do that?
The thing is, I'm not buying those sets because they're Sony. I'm buying it because it's fucking Kratos from God of War. Like, I don't know. I feel like the IP is way stronger than the parent company.
It is, but I'm saying who sells the IP and who gets it to do things. The company who owns it.
Yeah. But you also have, but like in Microsoft's case though, like you have Game Pass. Like Game Pass is still doing gangbusters, and if they
is it though? I feel like we haven't talked about it in a while. Have they been?
It sort of is, but I'll put the big pain point here right now is that Sony is not going to let Game Pass onto PS5. You're always going to still have this soft marketplace battle, even if there's not an actual console tied to it.
It also feels weird to be in this world where it's like, does that mean in like a year or two you can only buy a PS5 or a Switch?
Well, that's what I was saying before.
Yeah. I'm gonna put it this way: the console war died in 2015 when the Switch launched because all consoles were all using x86 architecture, same as PC, so there was functionally no difference. You were just using different GPUs in your box. And then Nintendo decided they want to use Snapdragon, so they're just an Android device. So that's it. You have two devices. You either have x86 or Android. And that's it. There's no console war. It's just what's your preferred physical piece of hardware.
Well, that had the software you wanted.
Yes, which is why it's now a sale of digital marketplaces. You can either access the PlayStation Store or the Nintendo eShop, and that's it. No one's really disputing like your hardware console. It's just where are you buying games from, and that's what these companies are competing on. It's all about digital revenue. That's why YouTube ruined their viewership count.
All about digital revenue. That like ties into the next thing pretty well. Actually,
God! Speaking of ruining, Jesus.
Actually, no. Now we don't have to appease the shareholders anymore. Ironically,
now we
just need to appeal the Saudi Arabian government.
Yeah.
What's it called? President Trump's son-in-law and JP Morgan Chase.
Yeah, those are so much
Especially
better. They're not in it just
Chase.
for the money.
Listeners, for context into what we're talking about, EA is going private.
This has to be some of the hottest news out, like, in general right now.
I remember seeing the headline and being like, what the fuck is going on that someone is buying EA? Like, either there's a lot of money involved or EA is doing way shittier than I thought.
It's the first
Dude,
one.
it's so crazy, though. Like, never in my life would I been like, wait, so the president's son-in-law, like, doing shit with Saudi Arabia. Like, I know this is not a political podcast, but like it sounds so weird. And on top of that, they're like, oh yeah, we're also, because like they also, I don't know if you guys caught the other bit where because they didn't, I don't know if they didn't have enough money or whatever, they decided to take out like another loan, like a small, I forget what, like a big business loan, like of the $20 billion is being put up by JP Morgan Chase. So like there's all that. So people are thinking, and obviously I think they're gonna drive way more. There's gonna be way more layoffs. There's gonna be way more like pushes to just have really scummy practices, and at least that's what people believe are gonna happen. That's what I think is gonna happen. This is just weird. They were all about the dollar bill, and now they're even more about the dollar bill.
Yeah, I'm wondering. Then when you go private, it's like what are your business objectives? When you're public, you at least have to disclose what the fuck you're up to.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm trying to think what's the last like EA owned title you guys have really cared about?
Jedi.
Because they had
Mass Effect.
Yeah, I was saying Mass Effect, but like, have you cared about any of the recent Mass Effect releases?
Nope.
The last one to come out was Andromeda, and I haven't played it. See, Michelle is upset because they were maybe not working on a KOTOR like remake.
Oh.
Fucking who cares?
Damn, Tim is like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Fuck it.
I hate it. You can only be hurt for so long, man. Like,
yeah,
you guys have heard me pop. I'll happily pop off about how much I love old Star Wars stuff, but like, there is just nothing new here. What did I do? I went back to Forces of Corruption, a fucking 20-year-old video game, to start getting Star Wars every once in a while in my life again.
Dude, I get it. I'm gonna have a segment in like 20 minutes where I bitch at Game Freak again. There's only so long you can get hurt for before you stop buying their stuff.
Well, I stopped buying. I genuinely can't think of. I mean, obviously, I don't buy that many games. I think the last thing I bought was the Dead Space remake last year from EA.
Yeah, from EA, I actually haven't like bought anything in like a really long time.
I mean, they own Command and Conquer, right? So we bought like the re-release.
I mean,
if that counts.
The oh god, what was it? The bundle that was already on sale for years.
Oh, never mind.
I mean, I bought it because they put it out and they did the Steam Workshop release, and I thought that was cool. But I guess that counts, yeah. But there hasn't been a new.
Technically, all the Hazelight Studios were like released by EA, but not developed. I don't know.
Published? You mean their main job that makes them the money of being published?
Yeah. Yeah, never mind. Okay. Yeah, say probably the Star Wars Squadrons, I think, is the last game I bought.
Oh god, I still never played that one.
Nope, it's on my Steam Deck. Still haven't started it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so weird to think of them not being private, but I almost feel like it's serving the same masters, really. Like, not for nothing.
No, they're not.
No, going from how do we appease the rich shareholders to how do we appease our rich masters and earn them more money?
But that's the thing I was trying to say. Like with when you're publicly owned, you have to disclose what you're doing, and it has to appease the general public. But if you have an entire
does it have to appease the general public?
You actually do, because their shareholders vote.
Yeah, but
like
but when we talk about like who has actual voting power and things like that, like
they can't release a game that goes and says like America is anus and Saudi Arabia is amazing. But with a private board who wants to push that message, they absolutely can with no financial repercussions, no legal repercussions.
I guess my thing is just that it feels like there was never like it was just kind of a pretext that they were doing stuff for everybody, but the name of the game is earn as much money as possible.
Yeah.
Like the name that in my mind, that name of the game, it's just now earn as much money as possible following our rules, really. Or following a slightly different set of rules is kind of how I just see it as not really that different. That's just kind of my take on it, but still, it's wild to think.
That's my theory, a game theory.
Oh God. Okay. Oh, hey, speaking of money, do we want to give Valve more?
Yes, this is the part we shout out. Spend more money on games you're not going to play. Grow the backline. Do it. Help Gabe do it.
Help Gabe do it.
Do it. Anyway, Steam Sales Live. The big thing I wanted to point out here is the LCD version of the Steam Deck. So they've already released the OLED versions. Honestly, way better than the ones that we have. But the ones that Tyler owned, the LCD Steam Deck, down to $320. Now, if I remember correctly, I think the Switch 2 is $350, meaning now a Steam Deck.
I'm looking at it. So the LCD one is on sale for $320 right now.
Yes.
The
all right.
OLED ones of $550 and $650 are not on sale.
Yes, I figured. So people are speculating they're trying to get rid of their I would say back catalog, but like the remaining LCD decks. But it also may just be a case where they've always sold the decks at a loss, and LCD screens are just way more commonplace than they were. We're like 5 years out from the deck releasing.
God.
So honestly, you need a budget handheld. This is cheaper than the Switch 2. Finally. So
you know what's funny? You know what's funny? You say that as a very quick tangent. So Val told me that while I was taking Henry on a walk earlier, a Verizon salesman stopped by our house because apparently we finally have FiOS in our area.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I know,
dude.
you should be. I'm actually probably gonna do it because they're $50 cheaper than Optimum every month for gigabit.
Interesting. They gave me an offer identical to Optimum around here, so I didn't switch.
Okay, let me be very clear. I am not trying to be pro Verizon. I have had them for a long time in various capacities over the course of my life. I am not a fanboy or anything. They have a legitimately wild sign-up bonus. They said on their website, I could pay for gigabit internet for $85 a month, add $5 for 3 Wi-Fi, and this is with router renting, add 3 extenders for $5 a month, and also for free, I can get a Switch 1, 2 Pro controllers, and a $100 eShop gift card, or a $200 Verizon gift card to apply to your own bills as a free pack-in bonus, and a $100 Visa gift card, and 2 free months of the FiOS, and it's a 5-year rate locked in.
What?
This is aggressive. What is going on?
It is. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, if this sales lady comes back tomorrow and she offers me that deal or better, I'm probably gonna switch.
Wait,
dude, the locking in at $50 cheaper for 5 years is enough to be like, do that.
Yes, I will show you guys after the podcast. I will show you guys what I was looking at.
Hey, Val didn't get no number, no nothing.
So she asked the lady for a card, and the lady said, I don't have a card, but I'll come back tomorrow when your husband's home.
Please. Dang, when your husband's home. Damn.
Well, no, Val told her. Val was like, I don't know, and I'm also in the middle of cooking dinner. Please, can you...
Oh, I thought it was some sexist shit. I was like, damn,
No,
bro.
she was like, I'm in the middle of dinner. I also don't know what we pay and what speed we want. My husband knows all that stuff. Can you please come back tomorrow and talk to him?
Damn.
So
that's fair, though.
So, yeah, I'm probably going to ditch Optimum for this crazy deal. Because holy
I'm so
shit.
fucking jealous.
I'll show you guys after this. It's pretty cool. in terms of the Steam sale, I'll probably do it after this, but Space Marine 2 is only $30 right now. Tyler raved about that game, and the three of us have wanted to do co-op, so honestly, I'd probably be down to buy that.
Yeah, I just installed.
Yeah.
So.
Oh shit.
We'll do it.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh wait, guys, Stellar Blade
play more
is on
Warhammer
sale.
with me.
Wait, guys, Stellar Blade. Stellar Blade is 20% off though, guys. That should be.
Oh no. 30 or nothing.
30 or nothing. Oh man, if you want a racing game, Forza is half off. Forza Horizon's 5. That's supposed to be a very positive. That's got 80,000 positive reviews. So anyway, Steam sale. It's cool. Oh, these are quicker stories, which is good considering we're already at 45 minutes.
Yeah, we got 2 Capcom updates. So these are both great. First one is the Ace Attorney trilogy. So the re-release of the original Game Boy Advance game, then they came out on DS, and then they're on PC and all consoles. They released what they called a title update. Now, Capcom does these a lot for Monster Hunter, which is their way of just saying, hey, it's free. It's a free content patch. But for them to do a content patch for the Ace Attorney trilogy, which has been out for years, which is just like a remaster of a very old content, was very odd when I heard about it. And a lot of this is just very much bonus content. So like the entire soundtrack of the entire franchise, including all the bonus like orchestra rearrangement CDs that they sold exclusively in Japan like 20 years ago, all these are just included. You can now list them through the menu. All the sprite sheets are available to view in game. You can set up sprite sheets on background. So if you wanted to do like your own machinima, you can do it in app now. It's a pretty crazy update for them to do for free years after this came out for no reason at all.
Wow.
So I gotta, as an old school Ace Attorney fan, I gotta, hats off to Capcom. Like, thank you for like caring about the fans and just doing this because you could.
Thank
but
you,
also
Capcom.
At the same time, where the fuck is Ace Attorney 10? Like, we're waiting.
Wow, what a swerve.
But also, fuck you.
Yeah. Where's the next game? Don't let this franchise be dead. Anyway,
also, how dare you?
Yeah, how dare you? And then in the next line of caring for the fans, they announced Yakuza Kiwami 3.
Yeah.
As far as I'm aware, 3 was the only Yakuza game that hadn't been remastered or modernized in any meaningful way. So with that, the entire franchise is now up to like the current Yakuza standard.
A lot of people think
that
the I forget what city it is, but a lot of people think that the city from this game is related to what they're going to do for the next Yakuza game.
Gotcha. Gotta get that asset reuse cycle going, right?
That is the RGG way of life, man. Is you reuse assets until we die, man. Like I think I've said before, every Yakuza game still has animation based like skeletons from Yakuza 1, man. It's ridiculous.
Hilarious. Anyway, those are the 2 good things from Capcom. Let's talk about it's a mixed bag from Nintendo. First and foremost, we're losing the memeiest president name in existence. Doug Bowser is stepping down as president of Nintendo of America. His replacement has a very normal sounding name, so unfortunately the memes are all dead. I've seen so many so long gay Bowser posts in response to this news dropping. But it's fine. Apparently his replacement has been on like the presidential board for a while, so we're probably going to see almost zero change in Nintendo's current strategy regarding the Switch 2, which realistically they probably don't need to change to be successful. But that's that. And then one thing I'm a little mad about. So Game Freak, they showed off more detail for Pokemon Legends ZA, including some gameplay footage. Everyone's very cautious about because they've been very hush whispers about how this game actually looks. And it's coming out in, I think, like 16 days from the day we're recording this. And part of this big trailer where they're like, we're going to show off the last of the cool Mega Evolution content we're going to show. And then it's like, pause. We're also going to show you the completed footage for the finished DLC that we also already did. Please buy this separately. And it's like, back the fuck up. You already finished development of the DLC, and you wanted to announce it the same day that you announced the release date? Like, and this game is supposed to be Game Freak saying, we hear you. Pokemon is not supposed to be a cheap cash grab. Here's DLC where we gave Raichu 2 Mega Evolutions. And it's like, okay, I see what you're doing. You want my money. So this is just... Locking Mega Evolutions behind DLC is so stupid. This was the selling feature of this game, and now it's like, nope, pay more. I'm gonna stay mad. I'm gonna stay mad and not buy this.
Good. I'm
So
glad that
Nintendo
is reinforcing that you should.
And I may also not need to purchase a Switch 2 because I may just be able to borrow one to play Kirby's Air Ride when it comes out this fall. So that's the only game I actually care about at the moment.
That's what I'm doing with a Zelda whenever that new one comes out. I'm just going to steal it from somebody real quick and then give it back.
Oh, which, by the way, I won't bring it up during the watch play, but this week I'm pet sitting for some friends who are on vacation, and their way of repaying me is they're letting me borrow their Switch 2 with Donkey Kong on it, so I get to play that this week without spending a penny.
Hell yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right, that's enough about Nintendon't. Let's, where's my soundboard? Because it's time for... That's the delay for the Weeb shit. I'm trying to remember if there was some event happening or just there's been a lot of random news over the last 3 weeks.
I mean, we are ending a season.
I know, but a lot of these are like several of these have to do with shows that are airing in January. So I understand they're starting a new cycle right now to preempt the hype of next season. But I'll just blitz through a bunch of these. First and foremost, we got Blue Lock Season 3 confirmed. Prior to this, I think they had an animation project announced with no details, and now they confirmed we are actually getting a Season 3. It is the same studio, but the same studio that botched Season 2 did just fine with Season 1 and said, we just need a reasonable production schedule.
We just need time.
So as long as they get the time to flesh out the PowerPoint into a full-on presentation,
fucking PowerPoint.
Because they proved they could do it. If you watch the last episode of Blue Lock Season 2, they showed off that they have the potential to make one of the best sports anime ever. They had no time and no resources to do it, though. So hopefully they learn their lesson and give us a solid Season 3.
Yep.
Bunch of Season 3 announcements. To no one's surprise, because it got leaked the day that Granblue Season 2 started. But Granblue Season 3 is getting a sequel, and they announced it with the goofiest poster I've seen, where it's just Iori pulling his swimsuit down to flash his ass, and he's got a tan line of the number 3 on his butt. So Granblue Season 3 happening. That's going to be cool. Spoiler alert, because I haven't finished it this week. I'm probably going to end up talking about it during the next time we record, but like, there's nothing wrong with Granblue Season 2, but the comedy's just not quite connecting with me. It also took them like 7 episodes to finally go diving, so they're really living up to the meme. That was that. Tyler, you won't care about this next one, but MF Ghost, which we already knew was getting a Season 3, they just didn't tell us when. It is coming back in January. I am going to watch it because it's an easy show to not really pay attention to while I eat lunch during the workday. So I will follow through it.
In it, bro. I'm going to continue.
I just need to compile a list of why you shouldn't watch it, but I have to watch it to give you an accurate list of why you shouldn't. So I'll make the noble sacrifice.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Your sacrifice is something that I am willing to make.
Thank you. The next one's a little controversial here because I've bitched about this on the podcast. The Rascal Doesn't Dream franchise, which had Season 1 movie, Season 2 movie, Season 3, where none of the movies were made available for people to watch. And now they're basically at the end of the franchise, and they say, okay, we only have one more book to adapt. Let's do it as a movie. And based on recent anime movies, my thought would be, cool. This means you're going to produce a way better produced product for your finale. Like take Quintessential Quintuplets for an example. Not a particularly fantastic franchise. Ended it with a movie spectacular ending. My problem is the Rascal franchise doesn't have a track record of making their movie available to be watched. So I don't know how I can get excited about a movie that I may not even be able to see.
Join us, Friedman. Join us where we didn't care that much.
Unfortunately, I might, because I still have to watch 2 movies and a season now, which is almost the entire length of the franchise because it's been delayed in being available. And now I just need to figure out when do I have 2 blocks of an hour and a half to just sit down and watch these movies. So I don't know. I may end up just dropping it. I need to see if I may watch the first movie I haven't seen and say, am I still invested, and just make a decision there. But I'm at the point in my life where it's not like, oh, I started the franchise, I have to finish it. It's if I don't enjoy the franchise, I'm just dropping. And I'll bring that up during
with some shit now.
Which is funny because I'll bring it up when I get to the new trash segment because these are all shows that I've actually done that to within the last year. But moving on to the exciting one, Hell's Paradise, an anime that came out like 2 years ago at this point.
Wait, when's it coming out?
January.
Wait,
it's coming out this coming January. So
dude,
in like
January
4 months,
going
it'll
crazy though.
Yo, please, I need this.
Yeah, so they put out the trailer, they put out like the new character promotional artwork, the voice actors, the whole deal. So they did the full media dump all in one go and locked in January. So at this point, they're not delaying it. They're all with the go ahead on this. So very excited.
Can I just list off the top 6 shows of January? Just the top 6, because now Mal says we're in the fall season, so it's tracking winter.
Oh, it's
according to Mal, Frieren Season 2, Hell's Paradise Season 2, Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, Oshi no Ko Season 3, Fate Strange Fake, haha Freeman, and Fire Force Season 3, Final Season Part 2. Those are just the top 6.
But Chained Soldier's getting it? Oh my god.
All right. Also, My Hero Vigilante Season 2, Medalist Season 2 for Friedman, MF Ghost 3rd Season.
A lot of sequels.
That's all I'm seeing. But it's the season of big sequels. It's happening. I feel bad for any new originals coming out in January, because boy, is it gonna be rough. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy shows. But yeah, I can't believe Hell's Paradise is coming back. Actually, there are more people following Hell's Paradise Season 2 on Mal than Jujutsu Season 3.
I gotta let my buddy know, because he was really big into Hell's Paradise when that came out.
I gotta say,
I definitely need to watch a recap or something.
I was just about to say,
I still remember who all the characters are. I just don't remember where the fuck they are right now.
Spoiler: everybody died minus like 2 people.
That's why I know who all the characters are.
But also, like, I'm definitely gonna watch. I feel like it was falling off by the end and turning into a kind of generic shonen show. I think we've talked about this before, but that was like, that's still my lingering impression. So I need a recap, and I'm happy to.
You're a generic shonen show.
I mean, we'll get to it, but I did watch the world's most generic shonen show for this podcast, so we'll get to that under the watched and played section.
Nice.
I've been pushing my theory more and more that every anime is just Bleach, and the more I watch, the more this theory sticks. Anyway, outside of Hell's Paradise, so I didn't watch the series. I know you guys did. Girls Band Cry. We almost missed this news because they had announced like 2 recap movies and then a 3rd movie, and the 3rd movie is the canon continuation of the series.
I feel like this is not new. This is I feel like multiple shows have done this, where they like do a recap or 2 to make up the show, and then they do a new movie. I'm hyped for this.
They have been, but the problem is when they announce Girls Band Cry is getting a movie, and then it's a recap, and they do the same with the generic title, and you have to read the article, like is it a recap or is it not?
I do legitimately hate when they do that shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, Girls Band Cry was that Studio Orange? No, it was Toei.
No, it was a different
That's right.
one.
It was Toei. Toei Animation.
It was the first one. Sounds like someone's giving Orange a run for their money.
I'm down. I mean, I've talked about how I think Girls Band Cry is probably my favorite girls band anime, beating out Bocchi and Jellyfish. So yeah, except for maybe Rock Ladies, that's tough. But yeah, I'm totally fucking down for this.
Gotcha. And then I'll just run through the new trash real quick and then tell a funny story about this. So these are all bad shows that I have watched up until their last season before saying I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Shield Hero's getting a season 5. Rent a Girlfriend's getting a season 5.
Oh my god.
I got reincarnated as a vending machine and now I wander the dungeon is getting a season 3. Can't believe the state of the industry. But funny joke about this. My coworker who loves trash anime, who was in person last week for our quarterly planning, we went out to our team dinner. I turned to him and I say, so, do you watch Shield Hero? Because they just announced season 5. And then from across from us, the head of one of the other teams, who I know him, he's kind of a goofy guy. He paused and says, wait, you guys watch Shield Hero? And I pause. I'm like, why do you know what Shield Hero is? And he's like, oh, my fiance loves bad anime, so he makes me watch all of these. So we started going through like what shows he's seen, and he's seen like a lot of the big ones, like Attack on Titan. He's seen Solo Leveling. We both of us are like, go watch Vinland Saga now. But then I didn't realize he's also a gamer, so we were talking about stuff like he's big into Final Fantasy 14. He had played Expedition 33, so me, my coworker Christian, and this guy, we're convincing my manager, who she's an old school Final Fantasy fan, we're like, go play Expedition 33. So, strangest conversation I did not expect to have at our team dinner the other night, but it happened all because I memed about Shield Hero Season 5.
Nice. Good result for memeing.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I had, Tim. Was the last one. This was about winter, so the season you just talked about.
Yeah,
the
we
big
already
hitters,
talked
right?
about it. That was no I put, and then you actually broke down the news because this was just when nothing was really out. So.
Gotcha. Okay, so then that is it for the Weeb shit.
Time to go into all the anime that we watched,
Freeman,
because we finished because the anime season is winding down, but we did also watch other stuff that was not just ending with the season. But let's start with the big one. Even Tyler, after catching up with the Hashira training, Michael Jackson nuking. We all went and saw separately. Well, me and Freeman, and then Tyler went separately. We all went and saw.
Hated me. That's why.
We didn't sit in the same row. It's like we weren't there together.
The movie that has dethroned Superman in the worldwide box office. That could have been in the news, actually.
Actually, yeah.
Demon Slayer: Infinity Castle Part 1. What'd you guys think?
This is a beautiful movie that was the most Demon Slayer movie imaginable.
Yes.
It was the most anime of anime.
It was the anime of times. It was the anime of times.
There were hype flashbacks. There were sad flashbacks. There were...
It's almost like there's not much to say.
Losses.
It's almost like there's not much to say because, like, if you care about Demon Slayer, you probably already saw this. And if you don't care about Demon Slayer, this isn't going to make you care about Demon Slayer. You might just go because the fights are fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, it definitely has the problem that, like, a good movie, a good story has a beginning, middle, and an end. And this movie doesn't have any of those. This is a continuation, ongoing story that's going to continue in another movie.
Yeah.
There's minor resolutions to stuff happening here, but it's overall... You could have split this into 3 mini movies.
Yeah, I was going to say that
had the same effect.
The biggest frustration about this movie is that this feels very much like we were working on a season and then we just went, nah, we want all the money though.
Yeah.
And then they just were like, meh, let's just release it. Let's just release this 3-arc section as a movie. It's on its own.
It's making me change my tune a little bit about the concept of, like, ending your series with a movie, because I feel like for a lot of anime, I'll say this, Battle Shonen feels like an odd format for movies, whereas other shows where it's like, I don't have the same, like, arc structure can work as a movie.
Sure.
Like, I don't know. We'll find out with Chainsaw Man, because I feel like Chainsaw Man is a shonen that isn't your standard Battle Shonen structure, and I'm curious how they do this arc as a movie.
I'm very curious about it, too. I'm excited to make that our next movie we see in theaters is Chainsaw. Tyler, I forget, did you see Chainsaw? Are you seeing it with us?
I forgot that it was coming out, but I mean, unless you guys plan on seeing it with other people, I'm down to go.
I don't know if anyone in the group, but Val and I want to go see it.
I'll put out feelers, but I feel like I don't know how excited they all are about Chainsaw Man versus...
I
mean, I was just joking. I'm down to go.
I feel like Alexa bought the manga, because I remember someone giving me volume 1 to read. I think it may have been Alexa, but I don't think, like, the rest of the group, like my friend Diego, who I don't think I've introduced you guys to, he's huge on Chainsaw Man, but he doesn't come to our movie watches.
I mean, I think it comes out in like 2 or 3 weekends, so
yeah, it's like mid to end of October. I think it's out.
Gotta go see that, and gotta go see Back to the Future in theaters. Those are the 2 movies coming up in the next month or so for me. Speaking of back in time, so Chainsaw, there's really not much else to say. Like Demon Slayer looked incredible. Like the fights were actually insane. I especially am thinking of not Tanjiro fighting in the last bit, because the camera work that Freeman and I were talking about this a lot, but I know we talked about it too a little bit, Tyler. But the camera work and directing is just exquisite. Like the action is kept in frame and exciting. I personally didn't emotionally resonate with the saddest boy the internet has ever seen. Also, my computer just beat because Space Marine 2 just finished downloading. So
hell yeah, brother.
So yeah, but it was still a very good movie. What wasn't a very good movie, I'm very sad to say. So Freeman, Val, and I were hanging out a couple weeks ago, and we were like, we have nothing to do, but we should watch some kind of movie for the three of us.
Suggested, let's watch the one Hero Academia movie you haven't seen with Evil All Might, just because it's an All Might based movie.
Yeah, the fourth My Hero movie. And I was like...
And you were like, wait, there's another franchise as a movie we haven't seen yet.
Well, there's actually two, because we also haven't watched the Tanya movie, which has been out for a million years, and we don't know when we're going to get more
I keep forgetting it exists.
I keep meaning to watch it. I was like, oh, the Villainous movie finally came out on Crunchyroll like earlier this year. We never watched it. Let's watch that instead of Dark Might. This is the fucking slime movie all over again. It's
not good.
It's not funny. It's not interesting. It's new characters.
Every character out so they can have their trope moment.
It's just the slime. It's everything we said about the slime movie that we all hated, where the characters just show up to show up. The story means literally nothing in the grand scheme of things, except in this case, Villainous is supposed to be fucking funny. One of my favorite comedy anime ever, and it's not funny for a second.
Yeah, no jokes in this one.
It was genuinely disappointing. Like I'm pretty crushed that like this is the last potential piece of Villainous content we'll ever get. I still think about some of the funniest stuff in season 1, and season 2 had me howling in certain parts. Yeah, so season 2 absolutely had some rough arcs. Like the final villain's kind of whatever. The arc where the brother gets kidnapped is kind of whatever. But like her getting kidnapped is funny. I think of the house they all went into, Freeman. Oh my, when they all get sucked into the dollhouse.
I honestly forgot that Villainous was a thing, honestly.
How long ago was season 2? I feel like the years are flying and I'm losing track of time.
I don't want to think about it. I think I remember trying to show it to Leslie and Tyler in my dad's house, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, that's remember when I saw it last, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'll wait for the next one.
So season 1 aired in 2020, season 2 was in 2021. So it's been a while since we've watched this.
Oh, it was out during COVID? Oh shit. Why did I think it was before COVID?
That's the problem with anime, man. Like actually there's a few shows like that. Like I feel like I just forget that it exists, and then I just forget to watch it.
And that's fine if it doesn't resonate. I mean, I know it.
No, like it's not even that it doesn't resonate. I just literally just forget to like check on them or something. Like a fucking plant.
I mean, I was gonna say it's opposite for me in time because we stare down the seasonal charts on my analyst and know what's coming up. Like even when Tim mentioned Furen next January, I paused like, holy fuck, I forgot Furen's coming back.
I can't. I have not forgotten.
Chart, I wouldn't remember.
Every day I remember that Freeren's coming back in January. I'm so hype.
I knew it was 26. I just forgot it was January. Anyway, let's move on to talk about the villains movie and talk about some good shows we enjoyed.
Oh boy, I got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. And by that I mean like 2 things before Freeman gets to talk.
I only have one show on here that I'm the only watcher for.
2.
1.5.
We didn't watch Bond. I get what you mean.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was saying Dr.
I have talked forever.
Oh my God.
I have talked for a while about... Freeman has talked about Solo Leveling. The anime of the year for 2024, in fact. Season 1 of Solo Leveling, by the way. Anime of the year 2024. I have often said that when I travel for a work trip, I will start watching Solo Leveling. 2 weeks ago, I went to Nashville for 4 nights to attend a work conference. And while I was there, I watched both seasons of Solo Leveling. This is a very, very pretty and stylish and well choreographed show with the depth of a puddle of water. Like, this is like the prettiest version of a kid playing with his action figures. This is what the kid imagines in his head. Like when Henry's a few years older, he'll play with action figures and imagine these effects in his head, and the story will be just as deep, and the characters will be just as deep as what Henry imagines.
Damn.
There are not characters in Solo Leveling. I have said this to multiple people. Solo leveling doesn't have characters. It has the guy who wants to be stronger. It has sister and other heroes who are a trope, who have no growth and develop. No one grows and develops or changes in this whole show, other than the arc of, oops, I almost died. Now I can get stronger. Now I'm an asshole, confident guy. Immediately, I'm the alpha aura. I'm the aura farmer.
I'm the aura farmer. Jesus.
That's all he is.
I alone can aura farm.
That's all this is. So it was fun. I enjoyed watching it. I didn't hate watching it. But I couldn't tell you a single character's name. I could recognize them and tell you like roughly what they are. I don't know a fucking name. And it's not just because they're Korean names. It's because I don't give a fuck about any of these characters. They are all just there to go, Song Jin Woo? Dude, he's so strong, though. How did he do that? Like,
you didn't say he's so strong, or say there's no way he can be this strong. One or the other. Those are the two characters on the show. Either they support him or they can't believe it.
Tyler, does it sound like Freeman's eating his microphone to you?
Oh yeah, I mean he's been saying that. I wasn't gonna say
all
that.
Of a sudden,
oh really? I'm still the same distance away that I always am.
For some reason, the last few when you leaned in to say that, it sounded like you were like. But
no, hold on, wait. Actual test. How does it sound right now?
Perfect.
Okay, how does it sound right now?
A little more like you're eating it.
Well, yeah.
Okay, I went from 5 inches to 3 inches away from the mic.
Okay.
That's a lot of inches, bro. That's a lot of inches.
Oh God.
Some might say too many inches.
All right, whatever. Supposedly I'm supposed to be like up close and personal and talking like this into it, but I hate doing that. So I don't know.
This sounds fine as is. Either way.
Okay.
Solo leveling, I can see why people like it. It is genuinely a gorgeous show. The fights are very impressive. I think of the fight against Ignis, right, Freeman? That one was really impressive.
Yes, very well animated.
I will say this show has a habit of shortcutting fights. That's like the only fight that lasts more than 5 seconds, which I can appreciate in that the guy is so strong he just wins, but also there is no dramatic tension. And also it feels genuinely like it's a lot easier to make your fights look pretty when they last 5 seconds.
I mean, we're running to the One Punch Man dilemma where it's like we can't have Saitama win every fight, so we need to have a fleshed out cast of side characters who can struggle.
There's no fleshed out side cast of characters.
Yeah, that's the problem.
No one cares about them.
They missed the part where you need other characters for this to work.
So anyway, I gave both seasons an 8. They were very pretty. They were a fun popcorn ride. I will never think about anything from solo leveling other than to go, yeah, I don't remember anything. I recognize there's a void in my brain where caring about this should be, but it was very pretty. It was very pretty. Fighting that Demon King, it's very pretty.
I think, what did I do? I think I have season 1 is 7, season 2 and 8, because I thought season 2 had better animation.
Freeman, I actually lowered the score on
Purely
one of the shows we're going to talk about in a little bit. But I'm very excited. Freeman, you'll appreciate this, I think. I have been talking for months now about my secret show. My next secret show is done.
Talk about a show that he doesn't want to talk about. Go ahead.
So originally I talked about this. I said I was going to watch this a while ago because I thought this was a 1-season show, but actually this was a 2-core show because I watched the hit Chinese show 2B Hero X.
Peter's been trying to get me to watch. I'm curious about your opinion.
I am very conflicted. That is the one phrase that has been stuck in my head about 2B Hero X this whole time. The style... Go ahead.
I was about to ask about the animation, because my biggest thing is, like, I've seen so many shows where it looks like the animation style, like, changes. I'm curious, what was the deal?
So, the first arc is in the arcane pseudo style, which is just arcane. And then 95% of the show ditches that and goes to regular animation. And then it only shows up right at the end again.
Okay.
Effectively, they seem to be using it as a flashback device because most of the show is flashbacks after the first arc. I am really conflicted about this show because it is very pretty and it is well produced. And there is an interesting cast of characters, but between this and Lord of Mysteries, I just might not vibe with how Chinese authors tell their stories. The story is entirely told in most of them are 3 episodes, then eventually there's 2 and even a 1 episode arc for a character where there might be a through line that connects some of them, but other than that, sometimes they will just literally end a 3rd episode and just pick up the next episode with a brand new character. And so I never felt like I really emotionally connected to anyone because you get such little snippets of their lives. That could just be me bouncing off how this is done. I don't know. Also, the story doesn't... I'm struggling to understand how the power system works and why there's a lot of mysteries that I don't really understand why they're mysteries. Like, there's a whole arc about exploring an alien spacecraft that apparently crashed like 50 years ago, but they just kind of left it there, and then all of a sudden someone goes, we should go investigate the alien spacecraft, and this is like a massive deal. And I'm like, why was this just not an established thing? There's a lot of it's one of those shows where it's like it answers a couple questions, but then there's so many more questions. Did I say that weird? I don't know. There's so many more questions than there are answers, and they're perfectly happy not answering anything. Like, characters go through an arc and then they just become a villain. The art style changes, and then at the end of the day, like, it hasn't seemed to lead to much. I don't want to spoil what happens in like the last episode, but basically a character goes, hey, everyone was spending the whole season talking about me and worried about me, so I'm just going to leave and just let everyone else figure out what to do. And that's how season 1 ends. I'm really conflicted, and I will say there are amazing stylish choices. The arcane art style is also tied to one of the powers, actually, of one of the heroes. And anytime that character is doing stuff on screen, it looks incredible. Like, they nailed the arcane style, but they do style switching and things like that, and it's all very slick and very smooth. You could tell they threw people at this to make this look good. It's produced well. The songs are cool. I actually liked both the ending and intro song. They both made it on the playlist for a little while. But I just don't know how to recommend this. It's like the storytelling is so all over the place, and I just didn't resonate with any of the characters much because I found a bunch of them kind of annoying, and then the rest were like gone by the time I was starting to get invested in them. So I don't know I don't know whether or not to recommend it, Freeman, honestly. I don't know if you should watch it or not.
I'll put it this way. It was recommended by a person who thinks solo leveling is great purely for the action scenes and ignores all the negatives. And that was my first indication of hold off on To Be Hero X until it finished and people can give real opinions on the story.
Like the first arc, I still, maybe I'm just dumb. I was stuck after the first arc waiting for the main character of the first arc disappears for the entire show. I'll just spoil that. After the 3rd episode, they are just gone. And I'm like, okay, but I was just getting invested in their story, and you pull the rug out and shift me over to somebody else. And without telling me, jump 20 years back in the past, or like 10 years back in the past. And I don't know. A lot of things don't seem to make a ton of sense. A lot of things just come out of nowhere. The power system, like I said, the whole trust value thing doesn't come together. I don't understand what the point of a lot of it is. It's very weird. So I genuinely don't know what to recommend it. I don't know what score I'm going to give it, if I would be at a 7 or an 8. I don't like that all my shows are 7s and 8s, but again, it's a very pretty show. I just don't know how to feel about it story-wise. I don't know if I would watch more of it. Like, by the end, I was kind of like...
Gotcha.
I was like, oh my god. Like, okay, we're going to get to the cool thing. And then it just ended. Like, before a big tournament arc, basically.
I hate to say this. I've started expanding what I consider a 6 these days, where I'm like, yeah, it was good, but like, I wouldn't rewatch it. I wouldn't tell other people to watch it. And there's enough negatives that if given the chance to, I probably would tell myself, hey, man, just skip it. but it's not a bad show. That's what I'm putting more into 6 these days.
That's fair, and I think we'll get into that and what the 2 things we have to both review in a little bit. I'll get into that more. But Freeman, go ahead. Why don't you? I didn't watch the last episode of this, but why don't you introduce our next thing?
I mean, you can still talk about it, but Dr. Stone, Science Future Part 2, just finished airing. Science Future, Dr. Stoner. But except there's an actual Dr. Stone this season, which is hilarious. Like a stone is important, not a person named this. But we are getting Science Future Part 3. We don't have a date for it. It is the conclusion of the franchise. Science Future Part 2, very good. There was this whole kind of war arc we're building up to that ended up being like, I'm going to use the word graphic, but it's not really an apt descriptor. But like the
Dr.
battle
Stone,
was more graphic than what I was expecting for Dr. Stone. It got real serious, and then a really touching final arc.
For a show where the Stone Wars had no blood.
Yeah, where no one.
Effectively,
this is a show where no one dies, and then suddenly this season's like, hold up, what is going on?
This was actually like, whoa, okay, we got serious.
Yeah, this was a good arc. I think when I put my review down, I think ultimately I still didn't love it as much as I loved season 1 of Dr. Stone, because season 1 of Dr. Stone was very much the whole, very grounded in what science can we do with just the shit that's around here? How do we rebuild society? And then they're pulling this shit where like, yeah, we made a rubber tire once. That means we have enough rubber to get across all of South America. Like, they started doing the Dr. Stone extrapolation technique a lot this season.
Yeah.
And it was, all in all, it was an entertaining season. It wasn't like the War arc where I was just straight up bored of it. And I think it was still a little bit more entertaining like the Treasure Island arc.
You know what's funny? I've been thinking about this a lot with like RTSs lately. RTSs to me are most fun when you are building up to something. And then when you get that thing and you just are just cruising to the win is when it's boring. And not that this is cruising to the win at all. But like when you have the tech base and you're not worried about, oh, I got to do tech and I got to do money and I got to do fighting and all this stuff in like an RTS game. Because I've been playing Sins 2 a lot lately with Ben and Casey. It's like fun. As much as it's frustrating, it's also part of the thrill is the beginning. And I think that's part of what the allure of Dr. Stone season 1 was. Like fire was cool and like, oh my God, there's a house? That's cool. Like every little advancement, like when they like Freeman, remember when they wake up Tsukasa for the first time? Another person has been woken up on purpose, and it's like, holy shit, dude, that's crazy. And now it's just like you said, hey, we built a boat, and then we're gonna do a time skip, and we took the boat apart, and we built Mad Max motorcycles to ride across South America with rubber from trees. Like it's just a totally different scale. I will say, though, not to set expectations, but if you're in Dr. Stone, you're already in. Episode 11 of this season is like one of the best episodes of the entire show that has existed so far, which doesn't really save the season because you're absolutely right. There's frustrations, but also ever since we started Science Future, like these arcs, these 2 cores have been fantastic.
Yes, I'm really appreciative that this last arc of the show is very good, because a lot of these Shonen Jump franchises, they taper off at the end and they just have to wrap up quickly, and it's very much like
the slump of like Stone Wars and kind of the island stuff really was the lowest point of. It's kind of like My Hero, honestly. It kind of dipped in the middle pretty rough. But now we are like approaching the end, and it's like actually kind of picking up again. And I'm very excited for Val and I to finally, either tonight or like tomorrow or something, watch the final episode. And I'm excited for the end of Dr. Stone. I'm sad to see it go. This feels like one of those shows that like Val and I have been watching for a long time together. So I'm a little sad to see it go, but I'm also excited because it's been a great ride overall. I'm happy to have stuck with Dr. Stone this whole time. Let's put it that way.
Definitely.
Oh boy. I'm going to get...
Dress Up Darling Season 2.
I'm going to get skewered.
Why, you didn't like it?
We talked about this.
I know, but the listeners haven't heard this. I'm pretending I haven't heard your opinions on it.
Shut up. I don't want to say it out loud.
Just Tyler hasn't.
Yeah, it's just Tyler doesn't know how much you love this franchise. I want to give it a 10 out of 10, right? Or do you want to correct that statement?
I do not want to give it a 10 out of 10. In fact, I gave it a 7 out of 10. This is what So when I tell people that Violet Evergarden is my favorite show of all time, and that I respect people who say Violet Evergarden is not their favorite and it did not emotionally connect with them, I respect that, because art impacts people differently, and people are impacted by different things. I am very aware that a huge portion of the internet thinks that this is the greatest show to ever exist, or at least to make the most money for is it Cloverworks or A1 Pictures? I keep forgetting. Cloverworks. This is going to make them the most money selling merch of Marin. I mean, the whole ending is an ad campaign practically, and the intro. Both Gojo isn't even in this show according to the intro and ending. It's just the Marin show.
It's the Marin show. Dude, like Cloverworks did this with what's it called? Spy X Family became the Anya show.
Which
they understand how
which is also
works.
Very frustrating. Which is also coming back actually in like a week or two, I think, because it's this season. Dress Up Darling Season 2 is a gorgeous show with great information that's real world relevant about cosplay. Marin is very sweet. Gojo is a very sweet boy. Just like with Solo Leveling, not just like with Solo Leveling, I couldn't tell you the name of any character that isn't Gojo and Marin in the entire show. And I'm a little tired of the will they, won't they, oh, he's so sweet. It's like the opposite of the normal, where there's no tsundere shit going on. She just won't tell him she likes him. And the will they, won't they of the show, I think I'm just too jaded at this point to really get into one of those, at least when there's not much else going on in terms of romance. It's part of why I think 100 Girlfriends is so great and why I enjoyed Kamikawa a bunch, because there's none of this bullshit. So yeah, 7 out of 10, Freeman. I've been talking enough. What do you think?
So I finished it right before we hopped on. And then I'm not talking about the podcast, but I delayed finishing Apothecary Diary so much that I finished that too before we started. I'm not going to talk about that. With Dress Up Darling, I gave it a consistent score with season 1, which I gave an 8. I still believe that if you look at the genre of slice of life romance comedies, I still think this is the best one of this like 10-year trend that's happened.
I'd probably agree.
Season 2 is a definitive step up in animation over season 1. But I don't think like the story content elevated it further. It was just as good. I will say, I guess it's very subjective how you take this, because like I resonated a lot with the whole I like someone, I want to tell them, and I'm afraid of how they're going to react, so I don't say it. I 100% understand Marin's dilemma, and I'm fine with it. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know if their relationship will develop until like the end of the series. It is a problem with this entire genre is that you can't change the dynamic, because then you lose the pull, which is the will they, won't they. And so many anime don't know what to do once they have the will they. Like one big example, that Tyler, you read this. Love Hina struggled to figure out what it wanted to do after the main couple got together. But it's also one of the few like rom-coms where it happens, and that makes it notable that they even did that.
Freeman, Rent a Girlfriend is on season 5. You just talked about that, like
the worst fucking part. The minor rant about Rent a Girlfriend. He really wants to be with this girl who doesn't want to be with him, and he already has a girlfriend who he doesn't like, who his ex-girlfriend is trying to get him to break up with. So this man who doesn't deserve shit has these 3 women in his life. Anyway, I'm not ranting at the show anymore. This show fucking sucks, and they're gonna go projected 6 more seasons with no plot development. So if I can get that without the nonsense, but with cool cosplay stuff, because that's really what the show is about at this point. Is just, as someone who did do group cosplays with random people who I met on the internet, like, this is relatable. I enjoy this. This is cool. I wish there were more shows about niche hobbies like this that weren't just like Gundam Build Fighters, where the whole point is to sell you on something versus trying to promote a hobby in general. So I still very much enjoyed it. I gave it the same score as season 1.
You know what? I'm in the same boat. I don't remember what I gave season 1. I don't even feel like checking, but I'm pretty much in the same exact boat. If you like slice of life, this is probably one of the best. I like this more than Blue Box. It was less frustrating.
Yeah, I like a lot of things more than Blue Box.
Damn! Wow, that's sad. Jesus. Sounds like you need to be down at like a 5, Freeman. My God. That was a sigh of not saying no.
What the fuck did I give Blue Box? Let's keep going.
No, I totally resonate with everything you're saying. I'm not even saying it's wrong to resonate with the difficulty saying something to someone. I've been there for sure. I just feel like I've seen enough media that like I can't examine this in a bubble anymore. I can't pretend not to have seen it. Like same thing with the Demon Slayer movie. My frustration with the we didn't even talk about the too long flashback sequence.
Yeah.
Some people loved it. I've seen like all of Demon Slayer has done the same trick. So like maybe my heart is closing off to stuff right now. I don't know what it is about me right now, but I just could not like get to a place of like, oh yeah, I'm so down for this 45-minute flashback in the last half of this movie.
So Tim's going through his villain arc, confirmed.
Apparently.
Yep.
Speaking of villain arc, Freeman, to introduce the next show, I gave the same, so I lowered the score to a 7, Freeman.
So, Call of the Night Season 2. I'm forgetting what the actual Japanese title. It's like Yoshi... I forget what
It's called We Stole Creepy Nuts from doing Dandadan Season 2 so they could do the whole soundtrack of an entire show because it's what got them started.
That's what
it's
it was
called.
fine.
That's the name of the show.
They produced some good songs for the season. They brought back all the ones I loved from Season 1.
That was crazy.
I think
the swerve at the end. Oh my god! I can't believe you were right. That's crazy, though.
Yeah, I predicted they were going to bring back the ending from Season 1 because the ending from Season 1 is literally called. It is called Call of the Night.
No, Tyler, it's even crazier. Freeman and I are watching episodes so Freeman and I watched this together. No one else. We were watching it online when Val wasn't available. Tyler, 5 minutes left in the last episode. I'm like, Freeman, there's no...
We rewind the conversation. It was episode 11 finishes. They play the ending song, and I say, there's a very real possibility that was the last time we heard that song because you know how much they like to use other songs for the closing.
And I went, that's bullshit.
Like,
no, they're gonna... We already did the playing the intro because they played the first intro during episode 11. And I was like, okay, that's the callback song. We're not doing any more special music numbers. And I said that in episode 11, and Freeman's like, no. They're going to bring back the first ending. We go into episode 12, 5 minutes left. They start playing the ending, the regular season 2 ending. And they're like, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I was right. Freeman, get wrecked. Like, we're doing this. And then with 1 minute left, the first ending starts playing over the credits. And Freeman's like, I fucking knew it.
It was all about vibes and music. They went with the vibes and the music.
It was a real musical roller coaster.
Anyway, season overall, I enjoyed it a lot. For context, I gave season 1 a 7. I gave season 2 a 9. It was a big step up for me. They kept all the same visual flair, the atmosphere of being out at night. They expanded a lot of the characters. I don't think they really introduced anyone new this season. I think the biggest downside was some of the characters season 1 that weren't that interesting originally kind of got ignored in favor of fleshing out some of the more shallow characters. We finally got a proper villain who had a full story arc that I think was done really well and paid off just fine. So I really enjoyed season 2. I think it elevated the franchise as a whole. Like I would tell people to watch this show because I liked season 2 so much.
So,
but that's my short opinion of it.
I agree with a lot of the same things, except I went down to a 7 because I thought the first half of the season was way slow.
For context, what did you give season 1?
I need 2 seconds to check. Probably about the same thing. Last updated, Call the Night. Prequel, I gave it a drum roll 7 as well. So I'm also still consistent on it. I think it was good. Yeah, I think the songs were good. The vibes were good. I also think I feel like the main guy is also just not much of a character.
Yeah, he's a nothing burger self-insert. You're here for now.
He's just the outside audience hanging out at night with vampires.
Actually.
So that was kind of where I was at. But I don't know. I think it was good. Like again, I feel like I'm giving all these things 7s and just ragging on them. But like for me, to get to like a 9 or a 10, it really has to emotionally click. And when I emotionally bounce off, it kind of sinks down a little bit. And I just didn't click really with either of these. But I recognize that it is very easy to click with them, like Friedman did. And so I don't begrudge his score at all. It didn't really click for me, so I'm not going to pretend it's incredible. But it was definitely good, and I could see why it would get that kind of attention. And I do think if you enjoyed the first season, like Friedman said, it's more of the same. And the second arc was excellent. Like the second half / the last like 4 or 5 episodes, really was very good. I just couldn't get over the fact that it felt like we were dragging our feet to get through the first few episodes. Like, come on, Friedman, we have to watch Call of the Night. We need to make progress.
I mean, that was also. There was like I was trying to see if we could watch another show that you watched, Gachi Yucata. I was trying to see if we could do that, and then we were like, "Nah, we got to do Call of the Night." We saw watch season 1 together.
Because we had already started. We already also started it before either of us were even talking about Gachi Yucata.
Yeah. Well, it was also an issue that, like, all right, so listeners, we complained about season 1 of Call of the Night, and honestly, this is a problem with vampires as a whole. If vampires don't age and they're constantly going after like really young, attractive people. Every vampire in the history of vampire media is a massive fucking groomer, and we don't talk about this. And it was just super obvious in this show because they were recruiting high schoolers. And in this case, a middle schooler.
I was going to say, he's a middle schooler.
It's fine, because she's also whatever. Point is, all vampires are groomers. Let's just get past this. But it made the first part of the show really awkward.
And the last part where someone makes a comment about, hey, are you guys doing it yet? And it's like, this kid's 14.
It's like, he's like 14. Stop this.
Thanks, I hate this. And if she turns him into a vampire right now, he'll stay 14 forever.
14 forever. How long have you been 14?
Oh, God, Jesus. All right, last anime thing, then Tyler can come back.
All right, Bomb, The Boundary of Adulthood, the Giguk anime. So I watched this one over the weekend. I gave it a 7. I didn't particularly love it. It is very much a story that didn't have enough time to be told. It is only 18 minutes long, and it attempts to tell the story of 2 characters with a twist in the middle explaining how they're connected. And it could have been touching. It could have been cool. There could have been a lot more to the Asian mythology they pulled from other than just some limited visuals. But it very much could have been an hour long and been fleshed out, and it unfortunately wasn't. What it is...
Has he talked at all about why it was that length?
Yes, he's talked about it at length, about how the entire process of getting this done to begin with, and the fact that he was like, I wanted more time to work with, and they said, we're only giving you 1 episode. That's it. That's all we could, as a project, afford for the first, like, Geeks Plus animated project thing. They just needed a single episode length thing to produce.
Who's they?
So they adapted his screenplay. So like Geeks Plus is owned by Kadokawa. So Kadokawa was only willing to like partner with studios for a 1 episode production because they didn't want to tie up any studio for anything longer than that.
Because they're all working on shows that are anime that
on
have been
real
in the pipeline,
properties,
on real stuff.
Kadokawa wanted to do this whole like reach out outside of Japan approach, but like we're not actually willing to put that much resources into it until you can prove it works first. So they gave him the challenge of do some dumb shit that's really, really small and not likely to work to prove that it works.
I will say it is very impressive that they let him put the whole thing up on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
I mean, that feels like a trade-off that he was like, okay, you want to give us nothing? Well, we get to take it and do whatever we want with it.
Yeah, I mean, because the point of this is that it's meant to be a PR stunt for them.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be this thing they sell the Blu-rays for, they sell anything else for. Like, it's designed to get headlines that, like, this anime YouTuber made a legitimate anime and get people to watch it. And the second you watch it, you're like, oh, wow. Where else do I watch anime? Oh, Crunchyroll. So that was the whole... It's all just a giant marketing ploy. But all in all, it was a beautiful episode. So I'll give it that.
Also, how was the music? Your boy Kevin.
It wasn't bad, but like there weren't any pieces that stood out. Like, oh my god, I need to re-listen to that song. And like, it was no Made in Abyss episode 1 with that powerful track at the end. It was good. Like the production value is all there. I wish it was an hour long.
The quest for the best anime talked a lot about Made in Abyss this week, Freeman. So the wounds have reopened immediately.
Gotcha. I'm still busy at work, so I haven't gotten through the ReZero episode yet.
You're a million light years behind, Jesus. All right, Tyler.
I know, I'm never going to catch up with Tyler. Come back. We're going to talk about stuff that isn't anime.
I've been here the whole time. You guys have been talking over each other. I can't say shit.
Sorry.
Take us out of Japanimation.
We haven't given you anything to talk about, so now we will.
God, I mean, I mean, I guess I could have commented on some of those things, but it's fine.
Dun 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 dun.
It's fine.
Dun 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 dun. I'm trying to do the music.
You showed the Star Trek song?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about that then.
I was trying to do the opening without copyright.
Without copyright. No, Strange New Worlds came back for season 3. Michelle and I really loved season 1 and 2. It did feel off this season though, and we learned it was because it kind of went through a writing production hell because it was produced during the writer strike, and so it just felt kind of off. But it was still all right. It got renewed for a 4th season though, 4th and 5th, but it says it's going to be done, or at least supposedly Paramount says it's going to be done after the 5th season. So who knows? We'll see what happens.
That means they're just planning out effective story arcs to last it, and they're not just going to keep tacking stuff on just to keep it going.
Yeah, pretty much. They've done that.
I would say, have they been have each of the seasons have their own isolated plot lines, or have they had larger overarching stuff going on?
They have some larger overarching stuff going on. They drop shit and they're like, oh, we've got this in the back burner. It's kind of like they have a serial show kind of mentality, kind of like Supernatural or something, where it's like, oh hey, here's this thing, or I guess maybe a step down, I should say, right, where they don't resolve any of it until the last episode or the last 2 episodes in a 2-parter or something like that. But each episode is something new and different that they have going on, like a new planet that they explore, or some kind of weird issue happening or something. Which is funny because we're rolling into we started watching Stargate.
Ooh.
And it's the same exact thing, pretty much. Or not the exact same thing, but the same concept where, oh, we're going through a Stargate. What kind of weird shit are we going into now?
Well, it sounds like old Star Trek.
It is like old Star Trek, except very heavily military influenced, and you could tell that they got at the time because we're starting with SG-1. They definitely got some military consultants working on it, and I was like, wow, this is kind of crazy accurate for what this is. I'm talking even their kit, pre Gulf War era stuff they wear because it's the 90s. And it seems pretty accurate, so I don't know, it's cool.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, Star Trek.
If you're not super into the Star Trek franchise, is it easy to jump in with Strange New Worlds, or is it very much a series for fans?
No, if you've never seen any of the Star Trek shows, this is definitely an easy jump in point. It's actually supposed to serve as a prequel to the original 1960s Star Trek.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if you were to say give this a try, I've been recommending to people if you like Star Trek, this is a good show. Like I said, season 3 is kind of okay, but season 1 and 2 were really good. They throw stuff in winks, basically saying oh haha, we're gonna be crew on the Enterprise at some point, right? Or not even that, but oh, we might be teammates in the future. You never know. Kirk would say to Scotty or something like that, because their characters make an appearance. So does Spock and Aurora and a bunch of other characters.
Classics.
Yeah. But Tim won't watch it because Red Letter Media is turning him off to it.
Oh, stop it. I've never been a huge Star Trek guy, honestly. I enjoyed the movies, the new movies a little bit, but honestly, I'm not some massive Trekkie. Plus, it means getting Paramount Plus. Ugh.
I mean, I have Paramount Plus for now.
Yeah, just leech off your friends. That's how I do it.
Yeah. It's fine. You can even watch the Halo show.
Man, Tyler, I think I might have to IP block the Paramount Plus from my house now to make sure no one in this house watches it.
Damn.
Yeah, Henry needs to think his nickname is something of pride and not disgraceful, right?
True.
All right.
Movies.
Movies. Okay, I'll go first real quick. So I watched Superman the day it came to HBO Max. Honestly, way more impressed than I thought I was going to be. I liked Man of Steel, but haven't been like a huge Spider-Man fan. I haven't seen Spider-Man, Superman fan. I didn't watch any of the other ones after that. Like I didn't watch like Justice League or Superman versus Batman. But this one, like they did the characters right. Lex Luthor was great. I thought Lois Lane was phenomenal. They had a scene where she wants to like Clark goes and says, "Oh, I'll let you interview Superman." She goes, "Really?" And then she gives him like one of the roughest interviews I can imagine a superhero doing as a test, and it was a really great scene. And this is like within like the first 10 minutes of the movie. So overall, very much enjoyed it. I thought it was a fresh take on Superman. I'm not sold that I like superhero movies again, but it was a fun watch. And then another one I watched because it came to a streaming platform this weekend was I watched 10 Things I Hate About You, which just came onto Netflix this weekend. And it's always fun watching movies where these big name actors did them when they were really young. And it's just like I watch them like, oh man, look at the baby. Seeing Heath Ledger and Joseph Gordon-Levitt both super young in this high school movie. But I really enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. I think it's hilarious that at the time it was praised because the main love interest was like she's a radical feminist and like bro she barely constitutes a feminist in present day. So I think it's funny watching these movies and seeing how they were taken at the time they came out versus today. But still actually really good movie that holds up.
I've been thinking about a lot of I've been watching a lot of movies that are like older that I'm like, dang, this holds up. This does not hold up.
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't seen 10 Things I Hate About You since I was like probably a kid.
I mean, if you're in the mood for like a high schooler rom-com from 1999, it's one of the best of that type.
It's spoopy season. I can't.
Oh, sorry. There's higher priorities.
Higher priorities.
Wait a minute. Did we not? Oh, we watched Event Horizon after the last recording. Shit. That was a spoopy movie.
That's why I added it in before Tyler's spoopy movie. So we all watched Event
Horizon. Dead Space prequel.
The 40K lore.
Only
40K
minorly inspired by.
Yeah, no, totally. Listen, have you watched that No Clip documentary, Tim? I think you did.
No, I haven't.
The guy, dude, from the dude. There's a solid section, if I remember, or at least like a good minute or two, where like the creator of Dead Space just goons over fucking Event Horizon.
Well,
and how
I
much
can see
it was
why.
like a big, you could see why.
Because I think where did we all end up at like 3.5? I think is where a bunch of us ended off.
2.5.
Damn. Let's see. I was at 3. You guys were at 2.5.
I'll say 2.5, but alike though.
Yes, the all important heart.
Yeah.
The all important heart is very high.
All gave it a heart. Man, I appreciate you showing us this, Tyler. I'm glad to finally see what is seen as like the Dead Space prequel / Warhammer spinoff. Event Horizon.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think part of my score comes from us all watching it as a group and kind of ragging on it a little bit. Because it was very fun to watch as a group and kind of be like, yo, look at this 6 CG of these objects floating in 0G. What was this? This was
look at this goofy ass.
It was an awkward era of starting to use CG, but it looking like ass in retrospect.
Not even looking like ass. The models look fine, but the compositing of the models onto the sets, you can tell it's like a computer versus real life. Like the lighting was all screwed up and everything, but like I don't know, there was a lot of ideas here that were really interesting. It's just that this is a spooky movie that wasn't really scary. Like it's
scary a little with some of the makeup they used, but like
it's a little creepy. Yeah, the ending stuff with Sam Neill, that was creepy. He looked fucking creepy in those shots.
Yeah.
And the set design, there's an entire as Tyler loves to say in his letterbox reviews, 1 entire star for this thing.
Yeah,
honestly,
exactly.
Honestly, a whole star for the design of the warp room. Like the most out of nowhere, over the top gothic thing in existence is like on this spaceship that looks like a piece of scaffolding broke off and floated around in space. Like, so out of left field.
Like,
want them to be like, "Yo, Sam Neill," but like, why'd you have to make it like this though?
Yeah,
like, why you gotta make it this spooky?
If they, you know what though? If they made it today, that would be a line. They would be like, "Oh, whose idea was it to put all these spikes in here?" Or some shit like that.
Yeah, true.
It'd come across as like, "Oh, quirky dialogue." No, but it is really funny to be like, "Yo, what is this?" Like it does convey that kind of Aliens, Prometheus, that whole like what's the name of the guy who designed the alien, Tyler?
Oh my god, why am I blanking?
I'm blanking.
I literally have his
something
Geiger.
H.R. Geiger.
It's a little Geiger Gothic-esque like environment in this random not normal space, and it actually kind of works because it's like it feels very alien. But like there's a lot of cool ideas, like the idea of the ship being like possessed somehow, and you don't see like a ghost. You don't see like, ooh, there's the shape of a man flitting around. It's like, no, the ship just does
the whole
shit. The ship just acts evil. But then you get to goofy shit like the guy getting ejected out into space and like somehow jetpacking back at the last second, and
it's very LL Cool J from Deep Blue Sea vibes.
Yeah,
it's like somehow through everything he came back and he's like kind of the hero.
Yeah,
after being goofy as fuck.
Yeah, and some of the stuff, it's like, hey guys, we're aware that we're going crazy on this ship. Let's make sure that we separate so we can easily go crazy separately again. Like,
it's crazy. We don't kill each other.
Very old horror movie logic, but there is some good stuff. Like Sam Neill and Morpheus, their acting is pretty good. Sam Neill especially really gets into like the crazy guy stuff later on in the movie. So there's a lot of heart. This movie has a lot of heart, man. And I think it does mean something that we all gave it a heart. I don't know if we'd ever watch it again.
No, I will. I will watch this again.
Okay. Well, I would probably watch it again.
This is my third time watching this.
Oh, wow. I would watch it again as like a group watch maybe in the future, but I don't think I'd ever watch this like by myself or like be like, Henry, you got to watch Event Horizon.
I'd be like, Henry, you got to watch Event Horizon. Yeah.
This is the first time he says he wants to watch an old scary movie, like, hey, yo, we got one for you.
Nah, we'll start him off with something way better. I watched at least like 3 or 4 old.
So yeah,
like,
Tyler, time to start.
Movies.
Time to start rattling off your. I watched this on Discord because spoopy season movies.
Yeah, dude. There's like maybe. Wait, how many of those were there? There were like 3 of them.
That's a lot.
There was only 3.
That's a
4
lot
of them. That might have been
3 weeks to record. That's 1 movie a week. That's not that bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, I will say I'll out of the block of things that I watch, because I think as I've been painting more, and that's why I've been like having movies on instead of watching some other shit.
Painting what, Tyler?
Painting Warhammer.
Oh, okay.
Specifically,
I don't think that came up on the podcast, so.
I think I did. I mentioned that I got into Warhammer, but like now I've kind of descended more into it. In that I started painting the Legionaries, the Chaos Space Marines that a buddy of mine gave me. So I'm doing that. I sent you guys the project, the update photos of that, right? Okay.
Anyway, I didn't mean to distract you from talking about movies. It was just I thought it was fun to.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, Warhammer, yay! I'm gonna lose all my money. What's it? I've been playing the game solo lately, and it's been kind of sad. Honorable mention though, I've watched The Naked Gun. I don't know if you guys saw that.
The new one? We both did. We talked about it on the podcast.
Did we talk about Naked Gun?
No. Me and Tim did, because we
I know. I said, did I tell you guys that I watched?
No, this is the first time we're hearing this.
Yeah. I didn't like it, but I respect that it's a good movie.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
Like, for what it is, I went into it thinking, I'm like, oh, this is just gonna be a fucking cash grab. And like I found myself chuckling at the jokes. I'm like, this is stupid, but like,
Yeah, it's great.
I feel like it kept the spirit of
Yes.
what those like Leslie Nielsen-esque movies were, and it didn't deviate. And I thought it was legitimately good. I'll never watch it again, but I thought it was good.
The coffee every time they need one.
Yes.
that's a
just
good
spilling over.
Bit. No, I meant like everyone handing them a coffee from off screen at any moment.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a good bit to throw in there. That
yeah,
one
they
still
reused some bits too, where I was like, I guess they didn't need to reuse bits, but like whatever. Like the silhouetted blowjob in the kitchen, basically.
Oh my
like
god, yeah, and then the dog.
Yeah, and the dog. Oh, what are they doing?
The random snow sequence.
Yeah, that was good. I figured I would just mention that. In case you guys, I'm surprised you guys didn't comment on.
Did you post on Letterboxd?
I did. I wrote a review like I always have. See? I even said reason for watching. My friends saw it and loved it. That being you losers.
The problem is it only shows one movie from each of my friends unless I go to like.
I'm on your list. I don't even see where you put it. Oh, you watched it before Event Horizon.
Yeah, I watched it before Event Horizon.
Oh wow, yeah, I totally did not see that you had watched this.
Oh, you want to know why? Because by the time I opened Letterboxd to review Infinity Castle, you had already reviewed Infinity Castle.
I already like watched and reviewed.
So it didn't show on the front page, and I didn't look at
and
friend
then like
activity.
2 days later, you watched Orphan First Kill, which you're going to talk about in a sec, I'm sure. But like that, there was such a small window to even see that you had watched this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't go to the friend activity friend activity tab as much as I should.
All right, we're at 2 hours. Let's let Tyler get some spoopy season movies finally.
I'm just gonna rattle off the ones that I watch, and I'll just tell you guys the really good ones that I watch. I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. Orphan First Kill, that was a shit movie.
Wait, what'd you think of Texas? You didn't say. You just said you watched it.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna talk. I guess maybe I should talk about it because I watched Texas Chainsaw because I was like, oh, this is a classic. Maybe I should watch it. It was good for the time. I don't think it held up.
Aw.
But other people will yell at me.
Huh.
Like Liz is like, this is a 5 out of 5. I don't give a fuck. And I'm like, all right. Like there's some horror movies where I'm like, yeah, this is fantastic. I will watch this over and over again, even though it's old, right? Like I'll get into Rosemary's Baby, right? But I watched Apartment 7A because I was just scrolling through movies, and I learned that this was a prequel to Rosemary's Baby. I thought it was super mid, but I was like, oh fuck it. I heard Rosemary's Baby was just one of those movies, and I was like, damn, this really is one of those movies. It's really good, and I think it holds up. The whole theme, and I don't even know because I think what's his face, the director, Roman Polanski probably hated women. And he was definitely a piece of shit. He was definitely a child predator.
I thought he's a pedophile.
Yeah, he's definitely a pedophile. So like I can't really say for sure if the whole theme of women getting gaslit and like basically it is very scary to be a woman, the movie, and I think it does a very good job at doing that, even though that probably wasn't the intention. Like I think it's really good. It conveys the themes of like, because like the whole movie, right, is this woman, she's trying to get pregnant with her husband. They move into an apartment. In case people haven't seen it, I mean, I haven't seen it. It's from the 60s. And the whole time, right, while she's being pregnant, she's being gaslit by her husband and the entire apartment complex about her issues, like saying that, oh, you know, that you're these are just hormones, you're just being a woman basically, and like her friends are like getting her to like get second opinions on a doctor and stuff, and everybody's like, nah, you're just crazy, you're just being a woman basically, and I'm like, god damn. Like Jesus Christ. Yeah, it was interesting. I won't tell people how it ends. I do think this is one of those movies that like you should check out. I thought it was pretty well done for what it is, and I think it holds up. Um, I also watched this movie Sweet Home. You might have never heard of this movie. I definitely never heard of this movie, considering um the game I played that people say was influenced by this movie, and that couldn't have been further from the truth.
Woof.
Yeah, I don't
Couldn't see where it
understand
was
where
pulling
people.
from, or
So all right, so Sweet Home is a Japanese horror movie that was made in 1989. And people say they literally give this movie credit for they say inspiring, when really it's getting like Resident Evil kicked off the ground basically.
okay.
But they credit for inspiring Resident Evil. Now I think it's got some neat like vibes going to it, but I don't think it should be inspiring Resident Evil. Now, what made sense is the story behind it is Capcom was commissioned to create a video game that was supposed to release and did release alongside the movie, and that set the foundation to make a Resident Evil game later on down the line. Um, because of the success from the Sweet Home video game. But people online are like, "Oh, this inspired Resident Evil." It fucking did not. It did not. They made a game that did like okay, and Capcom ran with the idea and decided to make Resident Evil. So there, it was no Event Horizon. It was not. So this movie, which is crazy because you guys know I've been playing Resident Evil my entire life basically, and I had no idea that this had anything to do with Resident Evil's like conception. But I thought it was an honorable mention because that was based, like I said, that was basically my Event Horizon. Like, oh, checking what inspired one of my favorite series and one of my favorite genres, survival horror. The game did spawn like the survival horror kind of thing, so I thought it was interesting. It's something I learned recently. I thought it was interesting. Um, all right, because I'm scrolling up. This is not spooky season, but I watched Ilio and it was mid. Big fucking surprise.
Yeah.
Do you guys know what I'm talking about, Ilio?
Yeah, that's the what's it called?
The new Pixar movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've followed the controversy of why it didn't land with people, but I didn't actually look into the plot of it.
Yeah, zero whatever. Oh yeah, I
Leslie
watched
gave it a
Clockwork
1.5.
Orange.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I was checking the Elio, your review, and Leslie gave it a 1.5.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know she watched it. I know it was on her watch list when I watched it. I'm not surprised. I don't think it was a subpar movie, really, but it was definitely unremarkable and not really worth mentioning. But I wanted to mention it.
What do you think of Ed's favorite movie?
What is Ed's favorite movie?
The one you were starting to talk about.
A Clockwork Orange is his favorite movie?
At least it was back in high school and college.
Get the fuck, dude! He's a fucking psycho. Oh my god.
Have you met Ed, Tyler? Like it's
Good lord. God, what the fuck? All right.
I just threw him for such a loop.
That fucked me up. It was really good movie, but it's not a movie for me. Like, it is a good movie. It was a really good movie. I understand why people like it. It tells a good story and it makes me really think about things throughout the entire movie. And that's what I like about movies in general, like well-told movies, or at least they have good themes, because then I think about it and I talk about it. I couldn't get through this movie for the longest time due to the
extreme.
Not the subject matter, but like things that happen in the movie, specifically in the beginning of the movie, that get the main character into like this kind of like psychiatric ward kind of place for like the intensive treatment. And then I was like, I was like scrolling through something and I came across it on streaming and I'm like, it's been about 10 years. Maybe I'll give this a try. And I was like, damn, this is a pretty good movie.
Hmm.
I'm glad I ain't a bitch no more. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
Yeah, it was good. If you haven't seen it, watch it, but it is not for the fan of heart, I think. Even for me.
No.
Like me saying that I think means a lot.
It does.
I watch all sorts of heinous stuff and it was hard for me to get through this years ago, and even then I couldn't feel like I could still feel like a little tinge of like this is a little gross.
Yep.
And the biggest one, that my favorite one so far, even though it's not the highest rated one so far that I've watched out of this whole stint, Talk to Me. I love that movie. Movie's great. I don't think it's like stellar by any means. I wouldn't say it's the best horror movie I've ever watched, but I really love it. Have you guys heard of it?
No, I know nothing about this.
So this was they ran like my group randomly put it on the other day because they're like, oh, it's spoopy season, we gotta watch movies, right? I didn't watch it with them, but I was like, I'll watch it because they watched it. Like, I'll talk to them about it next time I see them. The whole concept is these group of fucking teenagers get their hands on like a mummified hand, and they're able to conjure spirits with it. And not only are they able to conjure spirits, but they let that spirit that they conjure take control of their body with command words. So there's two command words, two command lines. Talk to me. Right? They reach out and grab the hand and they say, talk to me. They conjure the spirit. And then they say, I think it's like, I let you in. And they get possessed. And it's apparently the equivalent of like being on some sort of drug high. And so the kids take turns getting possessed, and they're like, we can't go past 60 seconds or else we're fucked. And they're like, well, what happens after 60 seconds? And they like shrug. And guess what? Of course, one of the kids goes past 60 seconds and it like becomes the like
They become the
worst.
actual monster.
It becomes the worst thing imaginable.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty awful.
Wow.
And the ending was fantastic.
Wow.
And as a super simple rule set, it's very unsettling in some parts, and I enjoyed it a lot. It was great. And I'm gonna watch more, but I don't know what else to watch, so I might just end up tapering off. I might have blown my spoopy season wad before.
Full swing starting
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Yeah, true. Before starting tomorrow, yeah, we are recording as of September 30th, so the last day. But I need to find more movies.
It's fine. I recently was upset to find out because my favorite location for going for Oktoberfest decided after like 15 years they're not doing it anymore. So my friends are like, okay, where else can we go to? And they're like, oh, Mountain Creek has a big Oktoberfest. Let's go to that one. Except we're looking and like, oh, it was yesterday. I'm like, what do you mean it was yesterday? Why do they have a 1-day Oktoberfest in September? So I run this past my brother who's been to the real one. He's like, you know that Oktoberfest ends in October. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like, it's cold as shit in Germany. They want to celebrate while it's warm. So like Oktoberfest is a September holiday. And I'm sitting here like, get the fuck out of here. Why is it called Oktoberfest then?
It's pretty fucking dumb, but then again, I'm not German, so.
Yeah.
So your German listeners, I know you're out there for sure.
Yeah, instead of celebrating Oktoberfest, apparently it's fucking over. Watch some scary movies.
Yeah, watch some spooky movies. Yo, Dead Snow, fucking great. Nazi zombies. Oh yeah, I watched Overlord. Yo, you guys should watch Overlord.
Oh, I love that anime.
Yeah, I didn't like season 1 of that anime.
God damn.
We both went for the same
what's
joke.
The movie like?
It's the anime that J.J. Abrams fucking directed. Yeah, it's about that one's about American paratroopers during World War II going behind enemy lines in France, and they stumble upon some really bad shit. monsters
no.
and stuff. It's kind of sick, actually. I love it.
No.
I watched that recently too.
Monsters and shit.
No, Overlord, not the anime, the J.J. Abrams anime.
J. Abram.
Did you
But
log?
that's it.
I'm looking
That's
at friend
all.
activity. I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, you know who's in the Overlord movie? The guy who plays U.S. Agent Tim.
Oh, he's pretty good.
Yeah, that's a segue into what you watched.
Oh, duh. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's funny. You're talking about the Thunderbolts guy. Yeah, I watched Thunderbolts. For my trip to Nashville, I didn't get to finish a movie. Actually, this is a quick tangent. Very quick, because we're over 2 hours. I tried watching Friendship or Friends.
Oh yeah. Did you DNF it?
I DNF'd it.
Oh fuck.
I got halfway through and I was like, I'm just skipping scenes because this is so uncomfortable with Tim Robinson. I don't really want to keep going. Like, it was kind of funny in the beginning when Paul Rudd is like pushing his character to try stuff, but then he takes it way too far. And in like 10-minute Netflix sketches, it works for me. I can't watch a whole movie of Tim Robinson trying way too hard. Like, intentionally, that's the role, but I can't handle it in this long of a burst. So I DNF'd my first movie and ran out of time, so I started rewatching the end of Top Gun Maverick, because that's like a 10 out of 10 movie.
It's a fucking great movie.
On the way back, though, I had seen that Thunderbolt was playing, and my flight was like an hour and 40 minutes, and it's a 2-hour movie, so I was like, if I start it as soon as I board, I'll finish it. Watch Thunderbolts. This is a good Marvel thing. I am so not back into Marvel. But this was good. Quippy banter works a little better when everyone is kind of an asshole B-tier character, instead of being like, I'm Captain America quipping, or I'm the Guardians of the Galaxy quipping. We pretend to be B-tier, but we're not. This was pretty good. The action was pretty good. I think Bob throws a good wrench into stuff. Tyler, did you watch this? You did,
I
right?
did.
Yeah.
I saw it in theater, yeah.
I will say the best part of this movie is everything involving the Void.
Yes.
You mean depression?
Yes.
Yes.
The visual design of him and his effects, the way they handle his stuff and it kind of builds to it. It doesn't just come out of nowhere. It kind of makes sense. I thought it was good. I just can't get over how Marvel movies are polished to such a shine. There's like no hard edges anywhere. And by that I mean the editing is like as tight as possible. So there's no wasted seconds, but it makes it feel like everything is so deliberate. There's no like art to it, kind of. Does that make any sense? It feels like everything is so crafted to fit this perfect mold that it's like it doesn't have much spark to it. Does that sound?
It doesn't have its like own character or anything.
It kinda. Yeah. It's part of the machine. And like the Void stuff is cool in that it's like kind of going outside and like a little bit, but then at the end, like everything just goes back to normal. Like there's so little consequence to anything. Like, sorry if you liked Taskmaster. Other than that, this movie has no consequences whatsoever. Like,
I was really annoyed that there was really no consequences aside from Taskmaster getting aced. No, like, I feel like that's not even a spoiler because
but also Leslie was telling me that
dies
like,
inside of 15 minutes.
Also, Leslie was telling me that one of the theories is because Taskmaster wasn't liked in the TV show, they want to reboot Taskmaster, so just kill. They were like, this is the one character that dies. I don't even know or care, but like, for the billionth time, we have nothing major of consequence. We set up a new team of heroes of who gives a shit, of quirky, funny B tier. It's kind of like the Guardians of Earth. And we have a new guy who, he's not a power anymore, but it could come back at any time whenever we feel like pulling that string. And it's like, there's too much. It's the same thing as I was saying about like 2B Hero X almost. There's too many open threads for me to give a shit anymore. There's too many options. Like, remember when Eternals ended, Tyler? I think you saw that too, and I think you did. You might have too, Freeman. But when they had like Jon Snow and Blade and the sword and all this other stuff going on, and the Eternals, and the guy showed up and took her away, like there's just everything has to have an open ending for a new option to show up somewhere. And it's like, when you still have threads going back to like Iron Man 2 that have never been closed, it's like, I don't even know if that's true. I don't really care. But there's threads that go back like a decade and a half of movies now. Stop giving me new mysteries. Just give some closure. That, I think, is why people will always say that they loved the everything up to Endgame. Because Endgame felt like closure. There was still a world, and they still tried, but you got to feel a sense of a story ending. Now there's no goal. There's just stuff. And it's like, why do I care about this other world where there's just stuff? A story should end. A good story should be working towards something, and it's like Marvel's not working towards anything. Anyway, I'm ranting a little more than I meant to. Thunderbolts was fine. This was my taste of Marvel. I intentionally didn't watch Brave New World. Brave New World was also on the airplane. Didn't even have a second thought of whether or not I'd watch Brave New World. So I'm out of Marvel. I don't care. I might watch the thing here or there, but I was like, I even told Leslie when we were talking about, I'm like, I don't even know who died in the vault, and she's like, Taskmaster. I'm like, who? The person from
damn who?
She was like, oh, it's the person from the oh my god, the Hawkeye show, I think.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh, the show I watched an episode of, and then I was like, I don't really care. I'm just done. I don't know.
I like Hawkeye.
No, Taskmaster was in
Oh no, it's Black Widow.
Black Widow,
right.
because I was forced to watch it to go see this movie.
That's right. I forgot. Yeah. Whoops. Forgot. Got that wrong. Oh well.
Yeah.
Does anybody really care? No.
Yeah. I think unfortunately I've seen all the required reading for Avengers Doomsday, so I'm gonna see that one, but I'm really not invested in this at all.
I'm not. I'm just straight up not gonna go see Avengers. I just don't know. There's too many. Honestly, at this point, there's too many characters I don't care about. Like that was why Infinity War was cool. It's like I know all these characters.
Oh, yeah, I saw the ending of Fantastic Four.
I mean, I saw the whole
thing.
And
I was like,
what do you think of the ending?
It's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Yo, the ending. I'm gonna say the ending. Spoiler for Fantastic Four, but you know what? I don't know where everybody's like. I also heard the same thing that this was a mid-tier movie. The ending, because they're trying to be funny, is it's Johnny. Was it a Ben and Mr. Fantastic, right? Because they're all trying to jerry-rig like Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman's like child into this car seat. And I'm sitting here like, it's supposed to be a funny thing where it's like, like men don't know how to fucking configure the car seat in a car like bit, right? And the whole time I'm like, yo, this is their tech. How do they not know how this works? Did Herbie make this and like they just don't fucking know how to do it? I'm like, this is stupid.
I mean, I thought the point of the joke was that Marvel's target audience when they started this movie series are now all parents of young children. You can resonate with the, oh my god, it's such a pain in the butt to put the cart seat in. This is hilarious.
I get that, but I'm not the average viewer.
No. It doesn't even matter. That was the thought, Freeman. And then they just stopped there.
Yeah, they stopped there. There was no other thought than that. They could have done anything else.
No, you just need that tiny little joke. If people laugh and come back in the theaters, that's all it's about.
That's all it's about. Fucking stupid. Fucking Marvel's dumb.
Book. Freeman, take us home, please.
All right, cool. So I had book club on Saturday.
Take us to fucking space, dude.
In a shocking twist of events, I finished the book with 3 days left before book club, only to find out that no one else had started the book with 3 days left to book club. Yep. So they all rushed to it. From end to finish is at 10 minutes before we pick her up for book club. I couldn't believe this shit.
I can't believe it. This is a banger, man.
I really liked this book. It was very, very good. I was not expecting this kind of emotional connection out of a science fiction book, but all in all, really good. I'm glad you guys had me watch The Martian before reading this, so I can see a little bit of the author's style. I'm kind of curious how The Martian, the book, was versus the movie, to give me a hint of how the Project Hail Mary movie is going to be versus the book. But all in all, really like this. I did have a chance to read through a little bit of the book because Val has the physical copy, and I listened to the audiobook. And I will say that the audiobook elevated one bit. There is a character who Tyler, you read it, right?
Yeah, are you talking about the character? Nope, I'm not gonna say anything.
Like, Tim, are you okay with me talking about, like, not really spoilers, but something happens like a third of the way through the book?
I'll take my headphones off for like a second because I don't want to be spoiled in case we see the movie. In case I am made to go see the movie with you guys or something.
Okay, I mean, this spoilers in that trailer, but
go ahead.
All right, cool. Tim can't hear. Rocky speaking, the whole concept of like him speaking in tones, the way they had the tones playing over the author to give him this kind of robotic sound as he's talking was a really great way to differentiate him from Grace, who's talking 99% of the time. So,
that's cool.
Yeah, because like I looked at the book and it was just like musical notes for bit where Rocky's like speaking, whereas they played real sound effects in the audiobook. So really like that.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we're moving on to a completely different genre book. Now we're doing like this Spanish, like we wanted to do a spooky season book. So it's this like Spanish romance book where they're at a church but the church is possessed.
Okay.
So we're doing that in this place. I don't know how I feel about genre whiplash. I really enjoyed a science fiction book after reading just constant romantasy nonsense, or even going into like Red Rising had the whole space, society, body modifications, future tech. I very much realize I like science fiction books, so jumping back into something low tech.
Listen, you want some science? We can get you into some science fiction, boy.
Yeah, start sending me some Rex. Either way, I think after this next book, I get to pick, and I'm like, I just want to read Golden Sun. Please, can we continue this franchise a little bit? So
I just want to read Golden Sun.
Yeah, so
bro,
I'm forced them to do Golden Sun, but I don't think I'm going to get any more of the franchise out of them for book clubs. I'm going to have to do that on my own. But either way, as a kind of a joke, we have agreed that the book club is going to go see Project Hail Mary in theaters together when it comes out next year.
Woo.
Yo,
So,
I can recommend you guys. What if I gave you it's a YA, so everybody in the group can read it. But it also has romance in it.
It's interesting because we'll have to vote by committee.
Yeah, it's called Skyward. It's a sci-fi.
Yes.
Brandon Sanderson wrote it.
Oh, okay. that Zelda game.
Send me your recommendations for consideration because I came to this book club with like 0 recommendations to the group, even though everyone has a list that's 100 books long, and I'm like, what's the point of me coming with a list of 3 more for us to like just throw 20 into a pile and pull out of a hat? So
I'm glad you at least appreciated that.
I forgot Val's in the book club now, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
see, if you guys weren't into all that romantasy bullshit, I probably would join it too.
They're not. They're forced to by the other half of the team.
Hold on, you say that, but Val threw out her recommendations for what we read next, and Val owns a shit ton of romantasy that she owns in paper that she hasn't read yet. So Val's just as guilty of this shit.
Correct. Silence is golden, see?
And I'm an enabler because I low-key kind of enjoy this shit.
See, there's the full circle. It's not all. Don't.
Oh, Tyler, you missed Leslie absolutely tearing apart the book Fourth Wing that I had recommended you read purely because of dragons. This is like an hour-long rant.
The way she usually talks about people playing Magic, she talked about the book.
I'm surprised she didn't love it.
Nah, she hates it.
I mean, not gonna lie, the writing is kind of shit, but you have to look past it, and she's not willing to.
Not at all.
I'm still really surprised. She has a bias for dragon writers.
I know.
Like, huge bias.
This seemed like it was a very Leslie-coded book.
I wouldn't have recommended it to her either, though.
I guess she just has way higher standards for literature.
You know what? Her being used to be an avid reader, not so much anymore. Yeah, I wouldn't have recommended it to her. I would have recommended it to middle school Leslie, not current Leslie. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Current Leslie probably wouldn't be for it. Yeah, man, I need to read. I haven't read anything in a while. I read Pure Nessie, and then my book club also kind of dissolved due to some personal issues, not amongst us, but they had some stuff. One of the members had like some things going on, so like we had to stop. we just
like
never went
continue
back.
without a member.
We have some things going on. We should stop. We're almost at 2.5 hours.
But can we set the world record for longest TNT podcast, please?
Until next time, everybody. Thanks for listening. We'll be back. But my name is Timpedia.
I'm Friedman.
For the God Emperor, just Tyler.
We'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for listening.